will drop that Molotov as they're about to commit in towards the B side, and it goes. Did it land?
Nope. Not even close.
Where did it go?
It landed in the middle. Oh no, that is an issue. And now they're running through the incendiary in towards the bomb site, bouncing around at his Dowie because he was on there the whole time.
Okay,
Apex'dan Daviga headshot, drop Apex hamda JL'lar 3 kishiga qarshi trik qolishgan va round davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi. Stream boshlandi. Hammaga assalomu alaykum.
Yeah, that bomb down, huge advantage for Vitality. Retake util, they've got one smoke and an HE.
Assalomu alaykum, assalomu alaykum.
Trick as well. So they even want to go for a fresh smoke down towards spawn. Smoking off B main themselves. Looks like we are going in. Zero with the kit.
Assalomu alaykum, assalomu alaykum. Yaxshimisizlar, charchamasizlar, sog'lig'ingiz joyidami?
Trying to see if they can nade their way through, but some good counter utility.
Whoa, Robs double kill. Eng so'nggi heroga esa Apex tutib oldi. 5-0. Vitality yangi tarkibi bilan o'ynayapti. Bu turnirda va birinchi mapda ko'rdik, uni uchun 8 hisobida yutqizishdi. JL'dagi o'rtacha o'ynab berdi, lekin komanda hali moslashmagani. Vitality bu kartani yaxshi o'ynay olmasligi sezildi. Baribir Anubis. Qanaqa mo'lik tashlab Like'larni bosib qo'yamiz, srazu o'yinga bor fokusni qaratamiz. 6-raund boshlandi.
Memorize every single grenade at Molotov, but yeah, that's going to happen a few times.
That's good context. I appreciate
JL
that.
yaxshi o'ynayapti. Da, JL yomon emas, yaxshi o'ynayapti. Kartani o'zini ular ozgina yaxshi trenovka qila olmaganda. Anubis o'zi Vitality uncha ham yaxshi o'ynay olmaydigan karta hisoblanadi.
This is going to sound like an obscure point. It's actually better to fail the grenade that hard.
Yeah.
Because the other way that people fail it, it looks from the T side like you've killed other vents.
Ochib qo'yaman keyinchalik.
From Donk yesterday, he was missing that mid grenade, and he kept throwing it. Right, he didn't get the
information
that he's
missed
each and every time. So yeah, you are right. So you got confirmation.
6-raunddagi Scout, MP9 Halfbay bilan o'ynaydi ular bu raundda. Oho, Apex Zero Fixni minus qilib bermoqda. Va midga kirib kelishadi. Hozir Flames orqasida eshitmayaptimi Flames? O'zinikilar bilan birga chiqib keldi. Middan push qilishmadi.
Kind of blew us away on Anubis. It was a great game. Even if Saivu was missing for part of it, it was still just a really great effort coming in.
Qanday men yaxshi o'zinglarga hamma zo'rmi chotgan joydan hamma ishlar.
We're excited to see it, but we don't know, who's it going to be leading
Roundni A'da davom ettirsa kerak katta ehtimolli bilan, chunki shu tomonga yaqin kelib olishgan. A'da himoyada esa faqatgina Davi bor.
Round feels like it's already over, unfortunately.
Davi.
Before doorways going down here.
O'tolmadi Davi. Flames hamda Apex'da yana bir headshot bo'ldi. Easy round bu. Kutilganidek bombani o'rnatib bemalol yutib ketsa bo'ladi. Apex tezlash vaqt kam. 6-0 ko'rinishga yetib keladi hisob. Bugun hamma stream bo'ladi. Mana bu o'yindan keyin mouse bilan Nines'ni ko'ramiz. Atak, Foot Esports hamda Legacy o'yinida bilmadim bo'ladimi yo'qmi. Falconsda yana qaytadan yo'qaman. Kanaldagi open budjet reklamasida o'zini shartlari bilan bir o'qib chiqinglar agar o'qiladigan joyi bo'lsa. U bitta ovoz bilan chiqarib bo'lmaydi adashmasam. Yana bitta ovoz berish kerak. Ular pulini 100% to'laydi. Prosta bitta ovozda emas, shunisi bor.
Really frustrating because I feel like he beats me to the timing every time. He's too good at it.
He is somewhat the go.
Yeah.
Keyin akalar, meni o'zimni ham ishim bor. Faqat mana bu ishni qilmayman, stream o'zini qilmayman. Stream o'zidan men uncha katta pul topmayman. Agar hamma pulim men stream o'zini orqasidan topib o'tirganimda faqat shu ish bilan shug'ullanardim. Ko'chada boshqa ishim ham bor. O'sha ishimni qilib kelaman. Turnir ko'ryapsiz, soat 2 dan boshlanyapti. 4 ta boshlanganda ham bemalol ulgurardim. 4 dan kechgacha ko'rsak. Kommentga kirib, "Sani ishing mana shu, nima qilmayapsan? Yo'q, biz ham ishlaymiz-ku. Yo'q, sizlar bu ishni qila olmaysizlar. Sizlar ham bu ishni qilib, ham ko'chadagi ishlarni qila olmaysizlar birga. 10 soat, 12 soatlar stream qila olmaysizlar bir kunda. Balki qilib bilarsizlar, lekin bir qilib ko'ringlar, ketma-ket. Keyin bilamiz. Qanaqa bo'lishini. Men harakat qilyapman shunga ham maksimum hamma o'yinlarni stream qilishga. Lekin yo'q, ulgurmayman. Ko'chada ham ishim bor. Shundan ham EVC turnirida qoldirmadik birorta o'yinni ham. Albatta 2 dan boshlanyapti streamlar.
Yeah, their A splits look quite potent right now.
Shuning uchun iltimos, ja unaqa gap aytib tashlash bir nimalar shart emas.
See how they set up round number 7
Men tortishib turmadim, kommentariyada ishim bitirib kelib o'zi kam uxlaganman bugun. Masalan hamda.
Deep Molotov, but again, it doesn't clear out all of the sandbags.
Bu ikkinchi karta, birinchi mapni Inner Circle yutgan. Birinchi mapda. Shuning ekan katta ehtimollik bilan biz 3 ta map ko'ramiz bu o'yinda. Agar Vitality mana buni katta shans bilan, ya'ni chiroyli farqlar bilan yutib qo'yadigan bo'lsa, Decider kartaga ham o'tib ketishimiz mumkin. Onik ko'rdi va AWPda Onik Robsni minus qilib bermoqda. Apex ham juda yaqin, lekin Onik check qildi Apexning pozitsiyasini. Apex nima qilayotganini tushunmadim. Flamesdan Deviga headshot. Flames Onyxni ham o'ldirib qo'yadi. Onyx ham yo'q endi. Onyx. 3-3 vaziyat. Zayvu salgina o'yinga chiqmayotgan ekan hozircha.
I think they wanted to maybe pull more of a fake, but they were so successful getting into B that they decided, well, let's just try and go B. And that probably would have worked if they could have traded out Onyx right away.
Shu o'yinlarni ko'raylik bo'ldi. U ishi yoki boshqa masala kerak. Voy Flames triple kill. Yana bitta killga javob topib bera oldi.
Now into a 2-on-2.
He's flanking with the AWP though. It's such a sick position for headshot.
Zayvu.
You want to come through this vent with an AWP? I don't know if the side
Flames
might even be
yuqoridagi pozitsiyada kim bor? Hat-trick yetib keldi orqadan. Eshitdi Zayvu. Ajoyib flickshot va Zero Fix tomonidan Flames ham o'ldirib ketildi. Nice try Flamesy.
Finding that flare once again, it's the double orb setup. And finds in their first round.
Necha marta yutqizsa, 2 marta yutqizsa chiqib ketadi. Hali guruh bosqichining o'yinlari bu.
Second kill. I think Apex is pulling out the Molotov to try and cross with it.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, caught with his pants around his ankles out.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And like I said, a bit of flair there from Edric. Had to get out. Had to be confident. That was the operative word on the first map. Floodgates open now though.
Maplar bu cash kartasi hozir ko'rayotganimiz. Decider esa Dust. JL. Qo'lida Galilda salgina o'tishga qiynalyapti JL, lekin bu yerda Robs chiqib 12 wins qilib bermoqda. Bada hech kim yo'q. Smoke'ni ichiga chiqib keldi Robs. Zayvu esa CPT Kurtka 023 degan ig'roqdan headshot qabul qilib oldi. Zo'r gapirdinglar shahrosi. Robs donkdek performans ko'rsata oladimi deb aytdi. Hozirgi raundda hali bombani uratib bo'lishdi. Zero Fix Robs o'ldirmoqda. Apex qilishdi. Apex nice try.
Captain Kirker finding himself another couple of kills, up to 3 now.
Ko'kka tomonidan ot tashlandi. To'rtta Inner Circle o'ziga kelib olgandek ko'rinyapti himoyada. Himoyaga ancha qulay karta hisoblanadi bu. Bitta yutqazmadim hali. Birinchi mapda yutqazdi. Spirit playoffga chiqdimi? Yo'q, hali ertaga G2 bilan o'ynaydi. O'sha G2 bilan o'yindan keyin playoff masalasi hal bo'ladi. Yutgan komanda playoffga, yutqazgan komanda esa pastki setkani finaliga yo'l oladi.
There we go. He confirms it. He's going to buy a bit, partial buy.
Sometimes a bit is enough if you're a team like Vitality.
Well, they've got the executes. Like I said, their A split looks really, really nice. Maybe just drop one of those
Kurtka. Iglislar shunaqa o'qiydi.
I think this will be a full 5-man executed towards A, not a split. Waiting for the initial bombardment and grenades to subside.
ChatGPT dan olganmi bu ismni bilmadim. Normal nickname berdi yozgan bo'lsa.
2 mollies.
Zayvu
If they go
Tech 9da turli raundni pistoletlarda o'tkazadi Vitality a'zolari.
Holding it a little bit wider than people normally do. But it still is harder than it seems to flash this position. It feels like it shouldn't be, but
ikkita o'yinni yutsan o'zi playoff.
I was going to say, normally the executes, you will boost one player up to control rotations, maybe a backstep coming through. They've got 2 players there though. So it might be a split.
Hat-trick.
I like that.
They are going to be smoking in. Smoke for highway goes down.
Yeah, this is super nice. Another smoke.
Hat-trick ham AWPda ancha yaxshi killlar qilayotganini ko'ryapmiz va yana A-mainda yo'roqlarni nazorat berib qo'yishi mumkin. Hat-trickdan easy kill va tegmadi Robsni shuncha digildagi o'qlari. Kurtka tomonidan ot tashlandi. HLTVdagi setga g'alati turgan joyi yo'q, hammasi normal turibdi.
They're averaging $3,900 per player right now.
Ha, stop. 1, 2, 3 ta yutish kerak ekan. Hali upperda finali bor, to'g'ri. Yana 2 ta yutsa-da, Spirit yana 2 ta yutish kerak. G2 ni yutish kerak, undan keyin Furia hamda M18 ni g'olibini yutish kerak.
I think they might have to, yeah, they're going for Galils. 3 of them so far on the force way.
Shuni guruh bosqichisiz birdan playoffdan single elimination qilib boshlaversa ham bo'lardi turnirda. Wow, Santara Speak. Havanagila Vita qulash arafasida deydilar. Ikkita turnir Vitaga endi hech kim gapirmaydi Havanagila chunki zamina bilan o'ynayapti baribir. Hech kimning ishi yo'q.
It looks like it. It feels like it at the moment. And Saibu, I mean, it's a better performance than it was. He was 0-7 on Anubis, but he's 2-7 now.
Kapten Kurtka degan bo'laga rahmat.
We've all been there.
Aytib o'rganingiz uchun.
I never leave there. Wherever there is, Henry, I'm there all the time. Trying to get out.
Hat-trick. Wo Robsondan ot tashlandi hat-trick.
Happy to say the duel.
Onik AWP'da o'ynab ko'rmoqchi. Onik AWP'ni oldi qo'liga. AWP emas bu, M4 A4 da berish niyati yo'qmi shunda? Voy, Onik bekor qildi bu ishini. Daviddan esa Robsga headshot va David Flamesni ham o'ldirib bermoqda, double kill undan 3 ga 3 vaziyat. JL. Voy, kurtka. Midga boost qilib yubordi. Agar orqasidan yuradigan bo'lsa, hozir JL hamda Zayvuga ancha qiyin bo'ladi.
Dowie has an incendiary. I don't know if he could buy enough time, but his teammates are still a little bit away. Here comes the utility onto the bomb site.
He needs to stay alive as long as
Davi hali ham side'da yashashda davom etadi va mana bu boltdan so'ng tortildi Davi qilgan yilga JL javob qaytara oldi. 2-2 vaziyatda qolib ketishgan. JL hamda Zayvu bombani o'rnatishdi va retake ga kirishiladi. JL ko'rdi bir igrok qayerdaligini. Va JL tutib oldi zero fixda. Eng so'nggi igrok kapitan Kurtka esa sekin save qilishga yo'l olsa ham bo'ladi-yu, retake qilib ko'rmoqchi u. Retake ishlarini boshlab bermoqda Zayvu hamda JL ga qarshi. Va bu yerda Zayvuni ot tashlayapti. JL-ni va JL-ni ham o'ldirayapti. Nimaga sakrab yubordi? Turfoiz joni bilan JL.
Oh, you do hate to see that. A bit of panic, a mouse wheel perhaps. 4 HP, mate.
Turfoiz jona.
But I know what you mean.
It's fine.
The jump, yeah,
it's
that's
the right area.
And it looked like the round was done and dusted here, Anders.
1 HP edi vaqradimi?
Dowie arrives. In more ways than one gets some triple. Like we said, had to get one for that 2v1 to be possible. I don't think the jump made a huge difference. Maybe one more bullet connects. I don't think so, though. It looked like he won the duel either way.
Could be calmer for the time.
Motor shot, nima gap, tinchmi? Charchayapsizmi?
We didn't consider that in the pre-game.
I still don't have it back. He's still missing it.
Was that
Onik.
a major?
I think it was, yeah.
Faqatgina Robsda Galil qolganlar esa teknaylarda o'tkazishadi bu raundni va agressiv tarzda B'ga kirib kelishmoqchi. Bo'lishdi Davey. Flamesni minus qilib bermoqda ikkita igroq smoke orasida. Onik ularning qarama-qarshisida turibdi va Onikda yaxshigina reaksiya bilan headshot berib yubordi JL ga. Apexchi. Apex kirib keldi va Zayvu double kill, Zayvuda triple kill. 2-2 vaziyatda qolib ketishmoqda. Yaxshi round davom etishi. 1 daqiqa atrofida vaqt. Hali lekin bombani endi Apex o'rnatadi. Yana Kurtka bilan hat-trick qolgan. Apex. Zayvu ace qila oladimi Zayvu? Nima deb o'ylaysizlar? Menimcha bu Zayvuni ace.
But he's already made his way past. All right, Nace confirmed that at the very least. Swings for it now again.
Whoa, headshot berib yuboryapti Kurtka.
And that leaves Apex in a very bad position, already tagged up.
Apex qanaqa o'tish bu? Hat-trickdan ajoyib pik hamda hisob 6-5, 6-0 dan comeback qilib keldi mana bular hisobda 6-5 ko'rinishigacha.
But Saibu found that triple and suddenly it was doable.
That's a real shame, and I just said the sentence. That's the highest impact he's had so far.
It is true though.
And they don't pick up the round.
Yeah. You're right. They kind of let him down on that one. Oh man.
Vitaerov 100% vitalka yaratgan.
We thought the Zywud saved the
Motorshot setga chiqdimi? Sizlar o'ynaydigan turnirdagi setga. Kim bilan kim o'ynashi?
He's been an absolute rock.
Vitality, they won the
Depo'da
pistol.
voice bersam, Depo kap chiqib keladi.
But it's been one-way traffic ever since they found 6-0. What a recovery. 2-0 is back on the
I
menu.
am Beijing matches.
Can they close it out? 6-6.
Aniq emas-ku, hozircha
Polarizing
setga.
finish for Vitality considering the start they had.
Are they gonna
Bitta komanda chiqar ekanda, I am Beijingga.
control? Fair enough. It lands.
Komandalarni Zihansda-ku yutsa bo'ladi.
Really nice little mid take here.
Yes.
Covers everything. CT's trying to
Voy, hat-trick. Kutka bilan bittadan kill top berishgandan so'ng 5 ga 3 versiya qolib ketishdi. Comeback beraverishar ekan ular. Vitality bilmadim. Agar ikkita karta yutqizib qo'ysa ham endi hayron qolmayman.
You go push the extremities. Get information, hopefully get a kill.
Tylo, Lean Vision, FlyQuest 2's.
Teammates with him, so actually I might take that back. It actually probably is going to be working here. They're pushing right into them. Captain Kirk are getting one. Dawi on the follow-up. And now
Robs.
confirmed in the middle. Grenade.
O'ta chiqish emas, VRS maqsad major. Ha, bo'ldi. Sal maqsad katta qo'ysanglar ham ular chiqamiz deb aytmoqsa, hazırlashib bo'lsa. 6-6 ko'rinishi bilan jamoalar o'rin almashib olishadi. Like bosmaganlar bo'lsa, like'larni bosib qo'yaylik. 175 ta like, 860 ta kishi ko'rib turibdi. Va eng yaxshi ko'radigan reklamam.
They're just born differently. Some try to intimidate you. He doesn't try to. Everything he does is deliberate. You never really feel outplayed. You just feel late.
Hozir.
There is no pattern. He doesn't move faster. He moves first.
He makes it look easy. And that's the scary part. He was made for this. It's not about losing to him. It's about arriving at him.
I can't believe it.
Oh, he stopped. Beautiful work there from Zaiwu. It is ridiculous. Zaiwu doesn't need the help. Nails every single shot.
Right here, right now on Mirage. Oh my God. Zaiwu knows he's gonna fight right here, right now.
Most efficient player in Counter-Strike history. No wasted ammo, no wasted movements.
Where there's a chance, there's Zaiwu.
If you try to, I will catch you.
11-5 for the Mongols.
The one that was slowly piecing together some kind of comfort zone. No comfort whatsoever.
Attack Depo birinchi bo'lib Zehans bilan o'ynaykan.
He will do it all if he has to. As the others fall for him, no help is coming for Vitality.
Depo. Zehans endi muammo qilmasanglar kerak, ha? Botir.
He lines up the bodies though.
So solid.
Locks this down. Another multi-frag moment, but here's Donk's rebuttal. Okay, over
Spirit yana ham bo'lsa, City oladi-ku bu karta. Endi 6-6 hisob bo'lganda birat hech narsa deb bo'lmaydi. Agar ping muammo emas. Ularda yangi sostav tim bo'li.
Over onto the AK, they're feeding Apex to him, and now this huge health advantage. Time's ticking. Donk's out wide. Okay, clashes and kills them off. Always reliable Russian rifling.
Walking up on it though is Shiro. Does dispatch of another with Cobra gone. Yami's scout going to be pushed in. Shiro a chance. Donk comes in. Just going to get a couple of extra. Padding up those stats further. 23 and counting before the 9D connects. Oh, it connects right. What? How's he done that? Masterful from the 9D.
Welcome back to the opening game here of Group B at Blast Open Porto. I hope you're enjoying the fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. Vitality were up 6-0 after winning the pistol, and then we thought Inner Circle were done. We thought they were cooked, Anders, but they managed to get 6 themselves, and 2-0, as I said, is alive and well once again.
I mean, it's not over yet. If they can win the pistol round here, it is vitality to pick the map, and they're going to be very, very fast. Look at this here in a circle.
Va bizda 13-raund boshlandi. Zayvu birinchi kill. Zayvu o'ldirganiga hat-trick javob qaytardi va bu yerda yaxshi flashkadan keyin Flames'dan double kill ko'rmoqdamiz. 12 hamda Davy'lar tirik qolishdi xolos. Flames 12 ham o'tib tashlagandan so'ng Davy nima qilar ekan? Apex Razmenga o'ynab bera oldi. Triple kill Flames'dan. Yaxshi o'ynadi. Orqa fonda o'zi ovoz pastroq orqa fonda.
Flames to shut it all down. Couple of kills for him. And the Molotov as well for Zaiwu. It's the flash there. Yields the second. Felt like they needed that first round. They posted in 6, breaking the streak of IC.
That's a good point, yeah.
And there will be a force buy, even with no plants here. Double Mac 10. Double Tech 9. Cheeky Deagle 4-0. And 4 players towards B. Setting up some Mewtwo here, Captain Kirker.
Oh, that's going to be deep towards basically CT spawn in B. That's such a deep grenade that lands. Let's see if they're going to be ready here.
Va JL Zero Fixni minus qilib bergan hat-trickdan esa Razmen lekin 1 HPda hat-trick. 14% bilan JL trick qolgan. Sayda to'liq egallab bo'lishi va mana bu xayashkadan keyin voy Davi hali yashashda davom etar ekan. Yana bir xayashga unaqa ko'p damage bera olmayapti Inner Circle a'zolariga. Zayfuni yomon chalib turishibdi bu yerda. Retake qilishmoqchimi o'zi? Safe.
This is already ticking. I think they're
giving it up.
They don't know about the damage, I suppose.
You're absolutely right. That's a wild round.
Because that's so out of meta to buy in this round when you
hayron qolaman Vitalityga.
Surprising them as well. They had no idea they
were arojlarni keyingi roundga save qilib qolish tanlashdi.
Deep from outside. A main lands towards CT spawn. The flashes were very effective. Denying Robs any sort of impact.
7-7 hisob tenglashmoqda.
And they think better of it.
That's
absolutely fine. They had no kit. And all of a sudden, we're tied up once again. 7-7. Huge cash injection for IC. Grenade. Planning towards default.
Santara Speak. Nega yaxshi o'ynamayapsiz bugun Flames? Asujda, brad, 12-13 normal yuribdi Flames. Zayvu o'yini ochilmayapti Zayvuni. 6-11. Apex smoke orasida Davy'ni kill qilgandan so'ng 4 kishi bo'lib qolishdi hujumda.
And just their status in the scene, if they're able to take down Vitality. I understand that Jail is playing instead of Mezzi, but I don't think Apex going to care that much. It's still going to be a massive scalp for them to take if they're able to do this, especially in that 2-0 fashion. But like I said, Dust 2 is the third map in Inner Circle. They are really, really good on that map.
Smoke, kraskillar tashlab berilmoqda.
I think you said they were gods.
I did say that.
Sounded a bit hyperbolic, but I like it. They're gods.
Robsga qarab yaqin kelib olishdi. Robs tomonda qani bir raski tashlab beriladimi? Zero Fix Molotov tayyorlab turibdi. Mamchi tashlaydi hozir Molik. Yaxshi xayashga tushib keldi va Robs o'ynadi. Bu yerda Robs salgina omadsiz Beknu Apex Razmenga yaxshi chiqib bermoqda. 4-3 vaziyatda qolib ketishdi. Apex side'da va JLga headshot TPTdan Apex esa kapitanni Razmen qilib ketdi. Hat-trick 33 HP bilan, lekin o'ynik Apexga headshot bergandan so'ng 2-2 vaziyatda qolib ketishmoqda. Jamoalar 35 soniya atrofida vaqt bor. Bombani endi o'rnatishadi. Molikdan keyin o'ynash boshlandi. Birgalikda o'ynaydimi bular? Flamesy. Hayashka. Molik birinchi o'rinda. Hali Haya ham bor. Va Flamesdan hat-trickga headshot eng so'nggi yiroq Onik ham Flames tomonidan o'tib tashlandi. Double kill. Flames retake qilishni uddasidan chiqib qoldi.
Comfortable and calm. Zaiwu and Flames prevail here. Didn't really get close. Nice utilization of the MP9 arranged there as well.
That attack onto the B bomb side started with them walking into an HE and an incendiary. I think the counter utility there was just...
Like bosmaganlar, like'larni bosib sal ko'proq qilib qo'yaylik, odamlargacha yetib borsin. O'yinda o'zini ko'tarib qo'ydim.
Very influential frag.
Navi shuncha yomon o'yindan keyin qanday tarkib yangilanadi bilmadim. Navi kechiga turib qo'yganiga endi M8 ga.
Oh, they should be.
The war of attrition.
Time out olindi. Pastki setkada endi ancha qiyin bo'ladi o'yin.
AK, I was about to say AKs, singular though. AK available, 1 Galil. MP7, very meta SMG right now. Will also be making an appearance here on the T side. Zaiwu and Flames managed to recover a couple of AKs there as well. Thing is, Zaiwu yet to be activated, Anders. When that happens, I think I see room for a rude awakening.
We've been waiting.
Might have to be on Dust too. Time will tell.
3 out of those 6 kills in a single round. We got that triple. So
and they didn't win that round, right? So
they didn't. I mean, they did the force up in the second round and it worked out. So I feel like they're confident here in a circle in keeping it going, keeping the pressure on.
You have to drop a set piece here. You just don't have the firepower to go toe to toe, especially when Zaiwu and Flames have AKs, which they'll be aware of.
Va bizda 16-raund boshlandi.
Full execution.
Yana Force'ga qarshi force qilingan. Bitta Kalash, bitta Galil, MP9 hamda ikkita pistollarda o'tkazishadi bu raundning inner circle a'zolari. Agar bu raundni ham yutqizib qo'yishadigan bo'lsa, keyingisida full ekoda o'ynashga to'g'ri keladi.
See what they've got left.
A'ga kirib kelishga tayyorgarlik ko'rishmoqda. A'da himoyada esa Flames hamda Zaiwu bor. CBT'da Molotov albatta raskidlar qilingandan so'ng kirib kelish boshlanadi. Zaiwuni aimiga baho beramiz. Kalashda. Inheritance Kalashnikida.
It's actually kind of working here. Vitality are kind of biting on this one. They're 3 towards the B bomb side. They feel like it could be happening. Only 2 defending A.
More of a contact play to be honest. Got 1 smoke, couple of flashes left.
Hamma yetib keldi A'ga kirishga va raskidlar tashlab berish boshlanmoqda. Zaiwudan ham smoke, lekin bu smoke tashlanishiga qaramasdan yugurib kirib kelsa kerak inner circle a'zolariga katta ehtimollik bilan Flash raskidlar tashlanish boshlandi va Zaiwu birinchi guruhga o'tkazib yubormoqda. Flames qilgan davij javob qaytardi. Zaiwudan davining o'ziga headshot bor va CPT'dan ajoyib kill. Zaiwu yana bir razmenda low HP qolgan igrokni ham olib keta oldi. 3-2 vaziyat. Onyx hamda Zero Fix.
Great contribution so far.
JL tomonidan Zero Fix tutib olindi. Eng so'nggi igrok esa Onyx. Kalashnikda 3 kishiga qarshi davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi bu raundni. 15 soniya vaqt qoladi. Hozir uning hisobida yuqoriga boost olgandan so'ng boost ham oldi va hech kimni ko'rmadi yoki otmadi. Ota olmadi to'g'rirog'i. Hamma o'sha tomonda chunki. Birinchi kill. Zaiwu ham shu yerda ekan. 3 kishi shu yerda. Yaxshi kutib olindi ada. Hujumni bartaraf etish qo'llaridan keldi. Zaiwu hamda Flames boshlab bergan killlarni davom ettirgan holatda. Va endi ekoda o'ynashga majbur inner circle.
It was the execute. Looked dangerous for a second there, but the Molotov for MBK rather than quad.
True. Again, I'm not really even complaining, but I'm just
17-round boshlandi.
Because those smokes take such a long time to land on A, it does give Zaiwu that time to use the counter smoke. Like the counter utility is so potent.
That was
on
the real
bomb
problem,
side.
huh? That made things 10 times harder coming through the smoke. Let's have a look. Should be the full eco here. Not seeing any Kevlar.
Onyx.
Barely anything invested into this one.
Strangely, they could actually get a bomb plant if they just kind of pull the trigger. They can't know that. They can't know that there's nobody really on the A bomb side. But yeah, they are playing it really far back.
Va A'ga kirib kelishyapti yana. Bu safar lekin Flames hamda Zaiwu ancha uzoqdan himoya qilishga to'g'ri keladi.
When you got utility, if you're on highway and truck, you can firebomb the
Ko'rdi
entire
Zaiwu,
site
informatsiya bor.
or being planted.
Pik qilib ko'rishadimi Deagle
For the
bilanmi?
default plant as well. Like there are just so many ways that you don't really have to be on the side.
Deagle Onyxning qo'lida bor ekan. Qani Onyx?
Well, this has been a great second map so far. Vitality finally getting some pistol success under their belt. In a circle that great.
Side'ga o'tib olishgan hamda Flames bu yerda birinchi kill. Zaiwudan miss shot. Zaiwu shashlik qilib o'rdimi?
Fending off this full eco, no problem whatsoever.
Tushunmay qoldim Zaiwu. Bitta o'qni ikkita odam o'ldirgandek tuyuldi. Onyx eng so'nggi igrok Deagle bilan tirik qolgan.
AK still in the hands of Apex.
Single dorda.
Zaiwu has the AWP. Should be done momentarily. Speaking of Zaiwu, he'll go down. Nice shot.
JL razmenda lekin Zaiwu yaxshigina headshot qabul qilib oldi. O'zi ham xursand boshiga yeganidan. Miss qilmadimi?
AKs and basic util. They had 4200 per player. So a couple of galils may be required here.
That's true. That could be their undoing at the end of this.
Santa Respi Anonim JL qaysidir turnir Apexni ham zamin qilib beribdi-ku. O'shanda kapitan kim bo'ladi? Messi bo'ladi degan xabarlar bor aka o'sha paytda. Atak Apex'ni zamin qilsa bilmadim-da.
Ahead of the scoreboard with 17 kills. Great individual contribution, but here's a real team
Apex
running close.
Midga shunaqa darajada yaqin kelib oldiki Apex. Va hozir mid retake-ga o'ynashsa Apex anchagina boshqaroq bo'lib beradi Inner Circle-ga.
That position that he's in is Molotov a lot from the T side too, when the T's have the utility. Can't be clearing every corner in the middle if you're trying to get that control.
Onik B'ga round qilishga harakat qilib ko'rishmoqchi. Rob smoke orasida zero fix minus qilib berdi. Open kill topilgan.
Zero is already down in the sunroom.
Smoke ichdan otib tashlabdi. Birinchi Molotov, lekin u paytda hech kim yo'q va flash tashlab berildi. JL tayyormi B yo'qlarni kutib olishga? Apex hali ham mid bilan ovora. Va Flames tomonidan Davey o'ldirib yuborildi. Midda bitta igrok yo'q qilingandan so'ng 5 ga 3 vaziyatda qolib ketishdi. 50 soniya vaqt. O'yinga esa entry topishga harakat qilib ko'radi. Apexdan easy headshot. GPTga JL hat-trickni yo'q qilganda Onikning yolg'iz o'zi yana bir bora raundda qolib ketmoqda, lekin JLdan double kill tomosha qildik.
Oh yeah.
Ekonomikada shunaqa sekin-sekin muammolar boshlanadi Inner Circle'da. Vitality bu kartani menimcha bermasa kerak. Dastga o'tamiz. Dastda nima deb o'ylaysizlar? Kim kuchliroq?
Might even be nice for Vitality to get more of an opportunity to kind of fit JL into the mix and try and see if they can get some more reps with him, because they haven't had that much time to play at all. 11-7.
Very nice indeed, JL. Partial by
Va bizda 19-raund boshlandi. Davi agressiv kelgan, lekin Robsda ham ajoyib agressiya hamda double kill. Robs triple kill hamma o'qidan to'g'ri unumli foydalanyapti Robs. Gap yo'q. Men bu cho'q bilan bitta odam o'ta bilsam xursand bo'lardim bunaqa agressiyada. Apex 0 fix kill qilmoqda. Eng so'nggi igrok yana 12 yolg'iz o'zi. Robs tomonidan o'tib tashlandi. Quadro kill Robsda.
Yeah, that smoke that he puts down Robs so that they're forced through it into the rush. Yeah. It's just devastating. Your prediction at the moment, Henry, is looking very good. You said 3 maps in this one somehow.
Well, to be fair, in the pre-game of this map, I said 2-0 is also likely.
Donation.
So I can't have all the predictions.
Shunda nimaga JLni tanlashdingiz? Faqat JL Bush uni programda. Siz o'zingiz kimni olib turgan bo'ladi? Da JL Bush, JL man Faceitda normali forma qilib turibdi hozir. Shuning uchun JLni tanlash yaxshi fikr bo'lgan. To'g'ri fikr bo'lgan menimcha. O'zi ikkita turnir, undan keyin o'zi eng asosiysi major qoladi. Majorga o'zlarining sostavlari bilan o'ynashadi. Bugun ham o'yinni stream qilasizmi? O'rtada bitta stream qilmasligim mumkin hali aka, aniq emas. Chaqirib qolishsa agar. Legacy bilan futni ko'ra olmasligimiz ehtimoli bor. O'nik hamda haytga qachot. Qolgan hamma o'yinni ko'ramiz. Falcon Lean Vision bilan o'ynaydi eng oxirida. Va Zero Fix Robs tutib olyapti. Inner Circle sekin. Shota eng so'nggi yaqinlashib qolgan payti map point olinganda uyg'onishni boshlar ekan. Vitada kapitan Apex. Messi farzandli bo'lgan yoki bo'ladi endi. Shu, mana shu sababli Messi o'ynamaydi bitta turnir. Keyingi turnirda esa Apexni xotin tug'adi. Endi xotinning oldida bo'lish kerak-ku. JL GPTni minus qilib berdi. Borsa bo'ladi endi bemalol retake-ga. Chunki Onikatiga 10% jon bilan tirik qolgan. Ikkita like oldi turistda bo'lishiga likelansa, mana shu raunddan keyin vaqtlar o'zini likelanib bosib qo'yaylik.
Currently 7-1.
They're getting close again. I mean,
JL Hayeshka bor. Hamma utility bor qo'lida.
You can kind of put a lot of pressure on. It can be hard for the CTs or for the Ts to stop you defusing. I think that's what they're going for.
Zayvu deal kirib kelyapti.
Trick going down. They're hoping to make this a last second play, but with that kill on
Zayvu AWP'si bo'lganda balki round yutgan bo'lar. Shunchaki ruin qilib yubordi menimcha. Deagle-da prosta nima deydi undan? Lucky kirib kelishga harakat qilib ko'rdi. Omadi bo'lsa o'ldirardi hammasi.
I like the attempt.
Yeah, like we said, got plenty of money. It's a shame they've lost the AK now, but should be absolutely fine.
Puli bor, bemalol fullbackga qarshi fullback qilishsa bo'ladi, to'g'ri. Rahmat like bosib qo'yganlar uchun.
Well, blind as well, calm and controlled. They've been pretty decent that side of the map, but finally, I see breakthrough. 4 to go to take us to overtime.
Va 21-raund boshlandi.
Break the economy of Vitality here as well.
Yeah.
Vitality would just love to get out of this one right here, right now. Make sure that's not even a conversation.
Solid flashbang, putting in pressure on Saiwu back here. See if there's going to be a smoke in his eyes. There will be. It's already landing right in front.
Aga kirib kelishga raskidlarning hammasi tashlab berilgan. 3 ta guruh bo'lib Aga kirib kelishmoqchi va Flames lekin birinchi killni topdi. Flames pozitsiyasi haqida informatsiya beriladi. Flamesning pozitsiyasi Devi tomonidan pik qilingan bo'lsa, Apex Deviga javob qaytardi. Hat-trick esa Apexni rasmiy qilmoqda. Zayvu smoke ichida yashirinib o'ynadi. Robs ko'rdi menimcha. Yoki ko'rmadim ekan ha. Eng stabil igroqqa Counter Strike'ni Robin Cold Robs birinchi kill. Robin Cold Robs ikkinchi igroqqa voy mishkasini o'tolmay qoldi ya. Yana 12 va yana 18%. John hat-trick Jailni minus qilib beradi Zayvu 2 ga 1 clashda. Men Zayvuga hozir ishonmayman mana shu clashda olishiga. Sirani bilmadim-ku. No ko'ramiz birgalikda qanaqa yakunlanar ekan bu clash.
He's made his way in so far. He's just completely bypassed the
12 ta boshi yo'qligini biladi. Pistoletda bo'lsa ham bu birinchi kill. Molik
down, but the bomb is planted in the open. That's a very smart bomb plant. He's trying to see if his fingers are going to be quite long enough.
Nima qildi Zayvu? Vaqti yetarlicha bor edi hozir. Hat-trickda ajoyib flick shot.
Yeah, anyone that's been watching Zayvu, you had the feeling you could see that could have been his round.
Bu Zayvu
Okay.
Prime Zayvu emasda.
But you know what's smart for Inner Circle to plant on that side? Because we were almost reeling this area.
Aqlliroq o'ynagan bo'lardi menimcha. MK bo'lsa MKni olib yoki AWPda pik qilib turib keyin o'tib.
So, last of the gold here. I think they have one more buy available if they give this one up with all 5 players going down. So,
okay,
huge round for IC here. Of course, every round is at this point with map points, but if they can win this one, there's a good chance we make it to overtime. Let's see. Zaiwu, one of the forward-facing spawns here, might go for. Can even go for like a main pick, squeaky door pick. Can even go over towards B. The world of his oyster. Will he actually be challenging something aggressive? Yeah, towards B. He's going to hold that aggressive line. Means you can just have one player over there with a lot of information being garnered at the same time.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. He's in position.
Oh, hat-trick. Zayvuda ancha aqlli o'ynayotgan AWPdagi igroq. JL esa uning killiga javob qaytarishi bilan 0 fixdan headshot qabul qilib olmoqda o'zi. 4-ga 3 vaziyatda qolib ketdi Vitality. Bu raundni qo'ldan boy bersa keyingisida fullback qilishga pullari yetarlicha bor va yashaydi bular. Low HP bo'lib ko'p yashab qolar ekan. Inner Circle'dagilar. Hat-trick Robsni ham minus qilib bermoqda.
You definitely know it. That's 2 players dead towards B. You know Robs is the anchor.
Yosh talent hat-trick.
We talked about the financial implication of losing this round. I don't think you even give this a look in if you're Vitality. Great work from Headtrick. Very impressive performance in the second half. Taking matters into his own hands. We said they were lacking flair in that first half and they were down 6-0.
Bombani o'rnatishda Apex hamda Flames'da save'ga qarab yo'l olishyapti. 12-10 ko'rinishga yetib keladi hisob. Keyingi raund ham fullbackga qarshi fullback ko'ramiz.
Found their mojo once again here in the dying
Hayronman
stages.
to'g'risi Vitalityga. Qancha tugatib qo'ysa bo'lardi.
Vitality's pick.
This is getting a bit scary now for Vitality, to be honest.
This is tactical timeout territory for sure. Thankfully, they saved 2 weapons, which gives them a strong buy going forward. The money won't be a problem next round. We said they had to save a couple at least. If all 5 went down, then we've got a problem.
Now, in passing there, Henry, you mentioned that squeak door.
Yeah.
And yesterday we had a little bit of a conversation about the power of pushing that early on the CT side.
I think, yeah, once a half, 2 players pushing that when you know it's a slow default. That's a really interesting idea, and maybe we'll see one deployed. They actually get another kill. That's kind of huge, actually. Okay.
It is.
Okay. Like I said, there's still going to be a buy, but this is now the danger zone for Vitality. Dude, before Zaiwu had that all day long. Great work from Headtrick. Here's a second kill he got as well. Damn, that is fast. Very impressive. Yep. So you can do so, yep, respect.
No, mayli, tarkib yangi, tarkib bir-biriga moslashmagan deb o'ylaymiz.
You have to give it up.
Shunaqa deb fikr bildiramiz.
Towards the A bomb side early here, to be honest, in a circle.
I'm surprised Onyx stays on his galore. You can see he's got $3,000 residual.
Raskillar tashlab berildi va ko'ramiz yana A'ga kirishga tayyorgarlik ko'rishmoqda. Zayvu bor bu yerda. Zayvu. Smoke yana himoyaviy hamma narsani qilib berdi. Saydni egallab olgan Zayvu bombani o'rnatishga yo'l qo'ymaslikka maksimum harakat qiladi. Zayvu full line holatda va o'tashlanadi hozir. CPT tomonidan. Save, yana save. Ketdi. To'liq egallab olgan bo'lar. AWPda bitta kill hat-trickda. Ketishadi shu bilan.
Yep, there it is. Okay. Zaiwu goes down. Like he said,
Umuman tushunmayapman nima bo'layotganiga.
Execution there. You could see they covered every single
12-11 hisob.
The Molotovs covering quad, the smokes covering towards highway, CT spawn and the flashbangs. That last position by the default plan, Zaiwu ate it. He was blind for about 20 seconds there on the bomb site, an absolute freebie of a kill.
It's a good template to take down the top players, just keep them blind.
Yeah, very effective. I can't believe we're saying this, but once again in the second half, it's IC clawing this one all the way back. They were 12-7 down, Anders.
I'm so impressed, I really am. We're singing their praises on the opening map of Anubis, and for good reason. It was Captain Kirker leading the charge there. Now it's Head Trick really stepping up and actually shutting down Zaiwu in straight up Orb versus Orb fights.
Is it all for naught, though? Like we said, saving the 4 weapons there was definitely the smarter play from Vitality.
Kompyuterda tayyor qilib qo'yinglar, eslashda o'zinglarda kirib duel o'tishamiz. O'yin tugagandan keyin 15 minut bar vaqtimiz bo'ladi, 3-mapga o'tsak agar. Bo'lmasa mana bu inner circle agar. Voy, Zayvuga headshot Daviddan yana 13% jon, ey.
Mid control has been granted towards IC.
12 HP.
Flames
ancha qiyin holatda. Har tomondan chiqib kelishdi uning. Voy, JL nimalar qilib yuribdi? CPTdan headshot JLga, GG overtime. Apex Davey orqali razmen topdi bu killga. CPTning pozitsiyasi ham Flames tomonidan o'qilishi mumkin. Tayyor emas ekan Flames.
Way too many angles to cover and you don't want to be taking this fight. There's no reason.
Captain Kutka hamma nazar beradi. O'zi ham va Captaindan Apexga ham headshot GG bu round. Robin Kolarov Turkishga qarshi overtime comeback berib
Vitality. 1 versus 4 as in a circle gunning for overtime. They've clawed their way back in the game. And they confirm where he is. As long as they don't fight him, there is nothing you can do to win this round. They boosted up in the back as well just to try and take some shots at him. This is a great run. In a circle, shot.
Deagle bilan retake qiladi bir qarasanglar.
The confidence flowing once again.
Daisy qanaqa substan jail prime o'ynayapmiz Vitality. Hech qanaqa substan bilmadim, bunaqa bo'lmasa kerak. Vitality past setkada o'ynamoqchi.
In the first half. They were 6-1 down in the second half and they pulled it all the way back.
O'yinlar kechikib ketadi, prosta bugungilar shu bilan.
That is wild. That's going to affect the morale of Vitality. Felt like such a done deal. They were looking so clean here on Cash and now it's a full reset. I see remain on the T side, first to 16. Single orb set up for Zaiwu, who's been getting absolutely domed out there. He's been going down first.
Overtime boshlandi birinchi raundda, ikkita jamoada ham bemalol full baylarni ko'ramiz endi overtimelarda. Full bayda menimcha inner circle shuroq o'ynayapti oxirgi paytlar. Faqat ekonomikasi yomon bo'lgan raundlarni berib yubordi ular.
But you could see Dawi and Captain Kirker are doing the same thing coming up the highway. And they've got the other 2 players. Actually, a mirror round from the last one.
A'ga kirishga esa ikkita guruh harakat qiladi hozir va midni ham egallab olishgan to'liq. A'da himoyada JL bilan Flames bor.
This is so much mid control right now for the T side.
Уже keldi Kutka. Captain yetib keldi. Allaqachonlardan 50% jon bilan round davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi, lekin u Kutkani ko'rishdi, u ham payqamoqda igroklarni va pozitsiyasini hozir mustahkamlashga harakat qiladi. Zero fix eshikda ochib kirib kelarkan. Zero fix jailda ham o'tirib beradi. Kutkadan Apex'a kill. Robs hamda Zayvu tirik qolishdi xolos. To'liq inner circle qo'lida. Zero fix yomon timinglar bilan chiqib keldi. GG bu round. Davay bolalar.
Zero.
Flames in Vitality.
If he tried, that was unbelievably good. Great teamwork.
Любой команда, короче, Vitality yutaman deb
highlights the point that you brought up earlier.
Bundan oldingi turnirda ham xuddi shu gapni aytgan edim. 12 dan Robsga headshot. Vitality avvalgi qo'rqinchli komanda emas.
That's their best round so far in this T-side campaign. Beautiful. Vitality didn't stand a chance. As soon as he committed to that spray, flames that is, towards highway, that's what I knew he was done for. That door's going to be open. He knew I exposed, my friend.
Bu Blast
really fun thing
turniri.
that they could do, because they've done this kind of an execute twice now. If they throw the same kind of nades
Blast
towards
open
that
porta
top highway
turniri.
position, but instead of actually
Va
pushing
Zayvu
highway,
12 o'ldirib
they
berdi.
actually
Shu
just push
bahonada
in towards
killarini
CT spawn,
to'g'irlab
because that's
olyapti.
like the last thing you can do on this map. It's a little bit like taking Red Room on Ancient, like pushing in towards CT spawn. You could do the same thing here on Cash, and it absolutely ruins the back line of that defense. Really fun to see if Inner Circle are going to try and see if they can dive that deep into it. They're in charge right now.
Well, we saw this
12
yesterday, right?
7dan 5ta 6ta round beraverishdi 12
scoreline,
7dan
and it
keyin.
felt like G2 had no chance. They got 9 rounds in a row. Same thing could be happening here. Vitality, it felt like an absolute lock-in, a done deal here on Cash. And now they've given up the lead. The 12-7 disintegrates into a 13-12 lead for IC. Zywu's got the best spawn, once again, with the AWP. We saw him go for that aggressive B push, but I don't think he's really feeling it right now. Maybe changes things up. Could go A main, as we mentioned. You want to use spawn, though. You want to be utilizing the spawn if possible. Let's see what he goes for. He's going back towards B.
Qanaqa qilib paydo bo'lishi kerak. Bundan
There is no
oldin ham
orb on the
yo'q
other
edi
side,
motivatsiyasi
which
masalan.
maybe even suggests that Inner Circle are going to be a little bit faster once again. This is where he ran into head trick and got completely crushed. And the smoke is going to make it hard to open this
13-12
position. He wants to
hisob.
relocate around it.
Va bu safar fokusni B ga qaratyapti Inner Circle a'zolari.
Gonna have the Molotov for the vents
Va
as well,
Rob
but it's
smoke orasi
actually
Zero
stuck to the
Fixni
smoke
o'ldirib bera
walls.
oldi. Zayvuda ham yaxshigina shans bor AWPda kill topishga.
Unfortunate start, but Onyx, he's got one
Tushunarli
of the
Onyx
drops
hammasi.
to the air.
Onyx Robs qilgan yana bir killga ham javob qaytaryapti. 3-3 vaziyat tayyorlab berdi jamoasi uchun.
Opens up for the bomb plant, and they got a late lurk as
JL
well.
flashga pick qiladigan ultimni ham tutib olishadi.
Bomb down, that is. Onyx get a bit of an
Yo'q,
awkward
JL
shot.
David o'ldiryapti Onyxdan yana bir razmen. Apex hamda Flames
Joker is a million
Kutka
miles
va
away.
Onyxga qarshi round davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi. Apex tushib keldi.
And they get out.
Eshitdi buni
Onyx,
Onyx.
he's traded places with them. What is happening, Henry? He's actually towards CT
Yes,
spawn.
yes,
He needs to be so careful, though. He's got the bomb on his
Agi
back,
to'rsi.
right? They're making noise now. Cover from his teammate in towards spawn as well. Comes down to this.
Voy, yomon chalg'itib berdi. Haqiqatan ham o'xshadi bunaqa bayt qilish. CPT. Ya'ni Captain Flames o'ldirmoqda Onyxdan quadro kill.
And it will be a 2-0 scoreline here in overtime. What a recovery from IC in more ways than one. In the big picture, and especially that round as well.
Terrorga o'tsa Vitalchini undan ham battar qiynashadimi shunda?
Kill for the captain of the team in Onyx, and also the fact that he makes the footsteps is what makes it so that the crosshair for that high-level player there.
Yomon tashladi. Har bitta igrokka razin berdi. Va mana bu yerda ham ancha aqlli o'ynaganini ko'rdik.
Footsteps really sell that so hard.
Beautiful counter strike here.
Yomon trash talk qilyapti lekin. Mana bu boshqa gap. Shuning uchun ham Blast yaxshida. Mana shunaqa ovozlarni qo'yib beradi hech bo'lmasa. Va hat-trick Robsni ot tashladi smoke orasida. Ikkita AWPda o'ynayapti igroklar. Na, Zayvuda ham AWP bor, lekin uning AWPsida menimcha o'qlar yo'q yoki o'zi bo'ladi Zayvu. Dam olish kerak Vitality bittada turnirdimi o'tkazib o'tish kerak edi qatnashmasdan.
Forward push coming out. We asked for this the
Zayvu,
whole time in regulation.
easy kill.
And this is the reason
Zayvudan
why
birinchi kill.
he escaped though.
Qochishga ulguryapti Zayvu. Lekin bu yerda hat-trick tomonidan tutib olindi. Ikkinchi marotaba pick qilingandan so'ng 4-3 vaziyat. A'da hech kim yo'q. Hamma igrok midda 3 kishi. JL, Apex, Flames qaytib kelishadi va Flames CPTni minus qilib berdi. A'da endi bemalol himoyani ham ushlashsa bo'ladi, lekin ular middan tortilishni tanlashyapti. B ga rotatsiya esa Inner Circle tomonidan amalga oshiriladi keyingi soniyalarda.
That's a nice smoke to sell the idea that they're still going A.
Taking a lot of vision away. Do they go through the vents here or through B storage?
Going vents feels risky.
B ga qaytishadimi endi? Yo'q, middan o'ynayapti ular. Vo, bitta kill JL razmenda bo'ldi. 25 soniya vaqt. Hat-trickda Jon juda ham kam. Menimcha JL bitta xayashga o'tib bersa ham bo'ladi mana bu yerda. Mana bu xayashga razvega ishlatib bu xayashgan lekin. Va JL qilgan killga hat-trick javob qaytardi. Hat-trick 19% joni 8 soniya vaqt. Apex bilan birga-bir clash va Apexdan cho'zildi.
He thinks he's right next to him. Oh, he's running in. He might still be right. 1 second
Voy, Apex sekin o'ynadi. Baxtga sekin o'ynadi Apex.
Was a little bit further away.
Nice try. Va Vitality va nihoyat vaqt yetmasligi sababli round yutib ketishdi. Agar bombani o'rnatganda, no Apexni bilmasdi qayerdaligini.
Went for the gimmick plate, and it doesn't work out. If he gets that bomb down, he would have heard Apex coming through checkers, but still his contributions were exceptional in that round. 3 kills for Hetrick.
Oh, yeah.
Electrifying counter-strike here. Opening kill, sees the traces through the smoke. Takes down Zaiwu as well. To be fair, JL did pretty well there, considering he was smoked out of position.
I kind of love it for Hetrick. Obviously, it looks a bit silly when it doesn't work out, but it's a cool
14-13 hisob.
Sublime if he'd have pulled that one off. But 2-1 on the
Va mana endi himoyalanish navbati Inner Circle jamoasida. Zayvo esa AWP'si bilan hujumga o'tishga harakat qilib ko'radi. Qolgan 4 ig'roqlar Kalashnik.
They'll switch over to the C side now.
Took them a while to figure out how to play the CT side in regulation. But once they got going,
like bosmaganlar like'larni bosib qo'yaylik. Vitality'ni erasini, qulashini birgalikda tomosha qilib turamiz. Mana shunaqa info-rapor bo'lmanda. Endi skin changerdan to'g'ri, ko'zdagi skin changerdan.
Hardest check. Lot of space taken here.
So look at the line that Hetrick is holding.
Same in towards B, I believe. Oh no, we're not. Okay, it's fine. We've got some room control for.
Bitta A ig'ro faqat.
Hetrick is holding middle from deep in A, and that's why they have 3 people at the B bomb side, with Captain Kirker also playing forward. That's a lot of trust, I think, in Hetrick to land a shot if they do show up, but I don't hate it. All right, Flash does not even do anything there.
O'xmadi chip. O, Flamesni ham ot tashlayapti yo'linakiga.
Bear in mind, this is for
tushunarli hammasi. Double kill, 35 soniya vaqt. Rops qolgan ig'roqlar Zayvo hamda Apex birgalikda B'ga kirishga urinib ko'rishadi, lekin Onik bor hali AWP'da.
They need to get rid of him somehow.
Onik borlarga shans berish ancha qiyin holat. Hetrickda ham AWP. Zero Fix ham pozitsiyasini ancha moslashtirib oldi o'ziga qulay qilib. Va Onik Apexni minus qilib bermoqda. Bu yerda Rops esa Zero Fix orqali rasmiy top bera oldi. Rops yugurishda davom etadi. David Kilet orqadan Rops Onikni ham o'ldirib bera oldi. Ace Clutch qo'ldan vaqt kam. Uy. Ajoyib headshot Davidga. Rops Clutch, давай Rops. Ace Clutch. Ishonaman Robsga. Ikkita ig'roq ham birga kelyapti. GPT tomonidan otib tashlandi. Kapten Kutka 15-raundni olib berdi Inner Circle'ga. Robs esa nice try.
This is the Inner Circle we saw in Anubis. Captain Kirker taking
hamma komanda kuchayapti.
Gets that sick double kill. They missed the flashbang enders. They were trying to flash him off. They ended up flashing themselves to give it 2 kills. That was messy.
Ikkita ig'roq tutib olganiga ham o'da mazza qilaverdi mana. Bitta boshiga tekkan ekan Flames'da. Ikkinchi o'qqa Cheresenka borgan ekan. Match point Inner Circle'da. Mana bu raundni yutadigan bo'lsa, bo'l. Vitality pastki setga yuriladi. Bu degani pastki setga ancha qiyin bo'lib ketadi. Hali Falcons bilan Division o'yinni ko'ramiz kechga.
You add vitality to that list. One is different than the others, but one is going to be a bit different.
Molik bu pozitsiyada hech kim tomonidan hali egallangancha yo'q. Hat-trickga chiqib ketishmoqchi raskidlar bilan va hat-trick full-line holatda ham JL o'ldirib bermoqda. Kutkadan hamda kill. Zayvo esa uni razmen qildi, ya'ni hat-trickda o'zini. 4-3 vaziyat. Zayvo, Apex va Robslar tirik qolishdi yana. Apex o'ynadi va GPT hamda ya'ni Kurtka bilan Zero Fix hamdan kellar. Eng so'nggi Robin Cole Robs u haqida informatsiya bor. 4 kishiga qarshi clutch olishga to'g'ri keladi. Vitality hali yana bitta round o'ynashi uchun mapni yutish ham emas bu. Onik tomonidan tutib oladi. Vitality mag'lubiyat bilan boshlayapti turnirda. Mag'lubiyat bilan Inner Circle'ga qarshi. To'g'ri, Inner Circle bundan oldin ham ancha xalaqit bergan komandalarga. Nimani baqirdi bu? Qaytqani?
What a great historic victory here for Inner Circle, beating Vitality on land on 2 maps.
Historic is the right word. It looked like they were down and out, backs to the wall, Anders, but they actually saw them bring it all the way back. Bear in mind, they were 6-0 down in the first.
Oyoq kiyimsiz o'ynaydigan bo'pti ig'roqlar. Ya bularni o'zi prosta yechib o'tiradi. Nima ahvol? Like bosib ketaylik. Keyingi o'yinimiz Nines bilan Mouse o'ynaydimi? Mouse bilan Nines o'ynaydi hozir.
6-1 down in the second and they managed to recover against one of the world's best. Excellent work from Inner Circle.
Vitality were up 12-7. It looked like the game was in their hands, but Inner Circle happened. great playing here from them on cash. You can't take any way away from that, right? Your backs are up against the wall.
Shunaqa xursand endi Inner Circle.
Yes, they may have a standard.
Vitality yutdi ya, Vitality ni.
And then they just kept believing in themselves. They got the job done.
Who is done?
Yeah, like it was
It's
the classic
Apex,
thing about
baby.
like Vitality was looking like they were having fun.
Comeback berib
borishgan
borishgan, comeback berib borishga 12 dan.
Everything was looking so smooth. Then all of a sudden, this guy that joined us next to us on the desk started happening in the clutches and the 2v2s, winning these like really important rounds that also meant that the money swung the way of Inner Circle instead of.
Bilmadim nima deyish kerak ularga. Telefonim qani mani? Kompyuterli yonlaringizda bo'lsa agar kompyuter kecha yangi ozgina bir nechadir megabaytlik обновление chiqdi. KZ kirsa bo'ladi. Men connect tashlayman, duel ochamiz. Apex baby deb nima deyish kerak? Xo'p, aka, nima bo'pti? Bir mem qilib bo'lmaydimi? Hazillashib. Nimasi joningizga tegdi bu narsani ayting-a? Vita or Spirit. Hozir Spirit ancha kuchli, Spirit yutdi ham Vitalityni. Krilachi connectga KZ2 o'ziga kirasizlar va mana ham kartaga o'tib olasizlar. O, уже bitta odam kirdi. Stop. Tez kirdilar. Svetim sal pasaytirishim kerak. Archer. Ma raqibim bor? Yo'qmi deb o'yladim. Yeah. Uy! Qaysi karta? Miraj. Dastur deb o'ylagandim. Mirajda biz. KZ2 uz deb yozing ana unga. Google ga va Mirajda connectni olsangiz ham. Taplarim tekiz. Yana Prime'ga qaytish kerak. Salingdan qo'lga so'rayman. Mashina boshlaymiz yana. Mashina one tap. Bo'ldi bu yo'g'a. Voy, ushtu qo'ma. Sen doğru mushuk jonimga tegdi. Miyav. Och qo'ygan, tashlab ketgan. Sakil, mor hozircha. Ovqat qilmadim. Nima kerak uni kutib turib, o'ynaylar undan ko'ra chiqib, ana shuni otinglar chiqib. Cheklab qo'yilgan. Odam sig'may qoldi, aka menimcha, уже. Ozgina anonsi bor-da. 10 nechtadir odam sig'adi? 18 ta odam sig'iladi-da. Kirib boshqa rejimda undan turing, hozir o'taman, Mirajga o'taman bundan keyin. Qaysi odam ko'proq o'zi o'shanga o'tib olaman bir. Ozgina otishib yo'dagilar bilan. Sobirov. It's original Sobirov. No. By the way. Nima qalash olaman qo'ydim. Ha, o'zi joningiz qolmagan ekan. Qaril, boshiga bitta. Boshiga bitta o'xshama. Cho'ta kartada ko'zim ko'rmayapti qayerda o'ynayotgan. Rasm behruzib yozdim ekranga. Bundan qilib o'tib ketdi bari. Nimaga ana Huntaris mishkan o'ng tomondan bo'lsa o'tayotgan payt tushunmayman, pik qilayotgan payt. Mishkan bosib pik qilish qiyin. O'xshargan. Short. Aytamak, cho'ta ko'zim ko'rmay qolyapti. Old tepadagi svet balandligi. Voy, yugurib kelyapti. Da kanza kutadi bazada. Chiqib o'tishinglar. Qanaqa bu? Degan odamsizlar. Duelni bekorga aytilmayapti-ku. Kez o'ynayotganimiz yo'q-ku. Demaydi, o'rganish. aytgancha nimaga bu o'zi? Aka Furiyani ichida boshlanadi. Hozir. 5 ta boshlanadi Furiya 39 minutdan keyin. Men chiqib ovqatlanam kelaman. Telefon qilyapman. Anonim danışmam.
Oh, okay. Concentration required.
You are... Ko'z tegmasin. Butun kartan aylanib chiqdim, ey. Topish uchun qayerda olagani? Palasda o'tirib o'gan bo'lar, hozir biz shag deyishdi bu o'ynaydi. Palasda ham yo'q, ey. Niyaga chiqib ketadi bor. Ko'rinmayapti qonlarni orasida. Qayerda ekan? It's just another I get a deal. Zayvu 0.78. Seriyozno. Botte rating yopibdi-ku o'zi ham. 17:00 o'yinni boshlanish vaqti. O'yinga berilib ketaman. Voy tegmayotganini qaranglar bunda. Nima bu ko'rgulik ahvol? Voh, dona otishgan ovoz. Birdan ot tashlash shuni. Bittaga otib bilsanglar ot deyman. Bo'lsa, mantab. Uchta o'qim bor, bittasi bo'sh edi egar ustalik. Shuni borkan, bitta o'tmadimmi? Sraz sprey qilib olishim kerak. Ana shunaqa shans qoldirmaslik kerak. Nima bo'shadi? Mana. Juda xato bo'ldi bu. Shazuka. Zeriktim morga shu. SS bilan olishim kerak. Bir yeydi shu SSdan. Yaxshi o'tish ekanlar chunki. Men lekin duellarda yaxshi o'tish beraman. Tiqilib qoldim. Yana pass. Biratdan comeback. Lekin oxirigacha comeback bo'ladi. Wow, last. Mujikchasiga o'tishamiz. Nice. Zo'r o'yin bo'ldi, esasizmi? Umuman yutib tashlaysiz deb o'ylagandim. Ovozingiz yo'q? Seriozmi? Ovoz yo'q. Shuncha gapirdim-ku aka. Men chiqdim akalar, sizlar o'zlaringiz otishib turinglar, borib biror nima yeb kelay yoki zakaz qilib olayman hozir. O'yin 15:00 da boshlanadi. Yozib qo'ying, bo'ldi, hozir yozib qo'yaman. Past. O'yinda ovozi balandda aka, o'yinda ovozi baland. Endi esimga tushyapti yana shunaqa bo'lish. Odamlar o'yinlarni kutib zerikdi-ku, ha?
That's from 2012 and still pull it into a game now and just pull it out in the mid-round. But also, he's about to have a kid, and if he did retire, would he want to go back into that coach lifestyle? You've got to factor these small details in, boys.
That's a good one, because I think when you put Apex up as a potential in-game leader, you'd say that's unlikely. The play style he had, the mind for the game he had, he was, you know, a very hardcore entry fragger. Felt like he was a chicken running around sometimes and doing a lot of weird stuff. Then he matured, you know, a lot as a player and became a great in-game leader. So I would say unlikely back then. I would say the same for coaching. I think he's at least that's the mindset I maybe also have, and he's having as well, the fact that if you feel you make a bigger difference on the server, you can never imagine yourself coaching. And it's not to do you dirty here, Rocker, but it's not a secret that when you were playing actively, and we played together, you were not the best individual player, so you had to find elsewhere to find impact. That's why he was admittedly a great in-game leader back then and became a great coach. I think Apex feels he has too much to offer on the server, and he will continue to do that up until the point where he doesn't want to play anymore. And then I think from a coaching perspective, I think he wants the feeling of having all the impact, you know, not just a little bit, not just, you know, a couple of timeouts in a game. I don't think it's enough for him.
I think it would require a really, really good fit as in-game leader. Yeah. Like all the things you're talking about, but I'm also talking about the way he sometimes acts with his teammates, where he can be really harsh on them, can be very emotional. Yeah. And if you put an emotional guy as well in the driver's seat with him behind him, I think it's gonna be a really tough task. So I would put it in the second one, give it a few years, because I see a lot of qualities that he has. Like, he is super good with man management, which is by far, like, together with the strategic knowledge, a big part of the job. So I would put him in that category.
He also did re-sign a contract to 2028, I believe, with Vitality just a couple of days ago.
I'm not talking about years, I'm talking about just in the future, when they do retire out of game.
I'll say 50-50. I think I'm going to brute force you a little bit here. I think it's a big 50-50, to be completely honest. I can definitely see the qualities. I can definitely see him with the right mix and the right match, but I think he's the type of player who wants more impact that you know, as of right now, can have as a coach. Had it been one of the old days scenarios where you could speak in all freeze times and you maybe had a bit more of a say in every round and every situation, I could see it more likely, but I think he's going to feel that it's too far away for him to be in full control.
It's not a hill I want to die on. Put it on 50-50. I think there are other players where it's more clear-cut.
I like the 50-50, but how I imagined it, because I like to live in a crazy fantasy world, I'm seeing it as like, he retires after 2028. He goes and enjoys time with his kid, raising his kid for a bit. He comes back in 4 or 5 years when the kid goes to school, and then he's like, now I'm going to go and coach. That's how I'm imagining it.
4 or 5 years in CS.
That's a long time.
It's fine. It's Apex.
That's a long time.
It's Apex. He can do whatever he wants. All right, next, one of your formers as well, Alexi B.
I would put it unlikely.
Unlikely?
Yeah.
Ooh, why?
I don't think he has the ambition for, like, steering the ship if he's not playing.
Is that because also he does like to micromanage a lot as well?
I think it's more of a personality thing. Okay. For me, like if I'm looking at like obviously I've talked with Alexi over the years. Yeah. But if I'm looking back at the player I had, since I don't have him on a day-to-day basis, of course, I would put it unlikely that he would go into coaching.
Yeah, I mean, again, just judging from the outside, tough to know when you don't know the player. I'd agree. You know, same philosophy I have with Apex. I think he wants a bit more impact. I think he wants to be more in control. And I think for a lot of in-game leaders, we have this idea that they will naturally transition into becoming great coaches. But I think it's two different job descriptions. You have to have different qualities.
I think there's a way bigger chance that he becomes the next big streamer in Finland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and there is a good Finnish market for that as well. I like that. All right, moving swiftly on. This man, we know when he's retiring, supposedly. You know, he could definitely maybe not retire if he goes and wins a major or something else again. But Fallen, many people would think with his years of experience, his knowledge of the game and the scene, that he could be a next great coach.
If he wants to, I think he will be a great coach. I think he has the qualities. I think he has the perfect balance to his personality. As far as I'm aware, from everyone who has ever worked with him, they praise him for that exactly. Hard worker as well, very methodical, very thorough. If he wants to be a coach, I'd say it's 100% a coaching material guy. But question is, a guy that's been playing Counter-Strike for what, 20 years now, been around for such a long time. Does he want to travel as much as you have to as a coach? Does he want to work as hard as you have to as a coach? People think that you're just watching the games, but you have to be part of practice all the time. It's a big workload, and I'm not sure he wants that.
I don't think so either. I think it's too small of a role for him to consider it. I think if he wants to stay in esports, it's probably going to be, you know, at a higher up position somewhere, making sure that, for example, the Furia CS department together with whoever's running it these days, I'm not sure if it's Gary anymore, like, but that they know, like, that's the direction he want to go. I'm pretty certain, because otherwise he would continue playing.
So it's a tough one, right? He's 100% coaching material, but I think it's a 50-50 whether he wants to. Yeah.
We can have him in 2 spots, I'd take that, but let's leave him in 100% coach material, because I think it fits for him. It's not 100% he's 100% going, but he's 100% coach material. I agree with you boys on that one. Next. People expected it after he left FaZe, but he then went and won a major. Mr. Carrigan, the greatest showman, but also one of the greatest minds.
That's a tough one.
I think 100%.
Yeah?
Like, there's a reason why he is where he is in his career, and has been through my career as well. Like, I've played, you know, 1.6, 1.5 at the same years, and like followed his career along the way. He's 100% coach material. But again, it's a question of, do you want to, once you put the fire of playing out? Because this is what drives him. Like, that's the reason why he swaps from FaZe to Falcons. This is because of it.
I agree. I think he has all the qualities you need to be a great coach if he wants to. Again, it's such a delicate game to play, right? Because naturally, if the guy doesn't want to be a coach, then it's tough for him. But does he have coaching material? Is he a guy that I think if he dedicated his work line to becoming a coach, would he be great at it? 100%. You know, he's a grinder. He's a guy 100%. That when you played with him in 1.6, sure, he was good. You know, when he came into CSGO in the beginning, he wasn't that great. You know, and then he just kept gradually getting better and better and better, and he found ways to have a bigger impact. You know, on all the teams he's been in. I've played with him a couple of times, you know, and I think we maybe have kicked him from 2 teams. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know...
Genius, aren't you, Pim? There you go. You're talking about my decision-making? But
here's the thing, right? At the moment, that was the right thing to do. And then the way he reacted to being kicked, you know, was, okay, I need to find a different way of finding impact. I need to get better at in-game leading. I need to get better at this as a player. And all of a sudden, he's the legend of the game, and the rest of us, we're stuck here with you.
I never knew that you and Nico would have so much in common, but nothing to do with skill. Just bad decisions, Pim. And onto that, it does line us up nicely into Nico. I put him here because, you know, he is a leader and a captain in terms of quality of people and stuff around him. Could some of that translate into coaching? Obviously, many years from now, because I know he's still hitting heads pretty damn well.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say never in a million years.
I agree.
It's not that he doesn't have the coaching prospect in him. I think he, again, if he dedicated to it, but he's too big of a player. He's too great of a player. And as I said, normally what happens is in-game leaders are the players that is not necessarily the most mechanical gifted guys. They then find different ways to find impact in the game and specialize at a certain area. He's just too big of a legend, too big of a player, and I think he will never accept the fact that he can't join the server and make the difference on the server compared to just being a coach.
Again, completely agree, but I think the hidden question here is how many years he will have as an in-game leader.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I think that's for sure, like, not the next step as where he is right now, but in the future, it's gonna be in-game leader. And I know I talked a lot with Hooksy when we were watching the games and stuff, and he also said he's gonna be the world's best in-game leader when he wants to be.
Yeah. When he wants to be. He needs to want to be as well. So Carrigan to coach, Nico to IGL, the whole thing comes together. And then they just win everything and have an era. But Carrigan still wants to play as of now. Next up, Kenny S. I just put this one in there because why the hell not? I had power.
If there was a tier below never in a million years, I'd put Kenny S into that one.
It should be named why.
Yeah, exactly. I've played with him. You play with, like, he's the type of player that is so gifted to the game. Not always a hard worker. Not always the most focused guy. I don't see a lot of coaching qualities in him. He's a people's person. He's very nice to be around. A cool dude.
Could he not be a vibes coach?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not in modern CS.
Not in modern
No,
CS.
I don't think so.
There you go. That Rugger's stern not on modern CS. All right, so we'll put him at the very bottom of that. And after that, we've got Chopper. Now, Chopper's an interesting one because he's got that leap for a CIS team. People love him and trust in him of what he can do. And I think he would be a good balance between a hard coach when you need to be, but also good with a strategy.
I would put him in the very top.
Yeah?
I think if you look at his career, like these things about reinventing himself, we had it with Kerrigan as well, Fallen as well, going from Oppa to leading teams. If you know how to reinvent yourself, you know it's because you have some perspective of what you're doing, what's happening around you. And Chopper is the definition for me because I played, like not me, but my team played the Vega Squadron that came out of nowhere, right? Get hit by a fucking bus, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's leading Spirit to a major win. So of course, like this guy. His resume says it all, for me at least, and how his team has acted throughout his career.
Yeah, big streamer now as well. Like he does whatever he wants to.
That's the only thing though. He needs to lose streamer money and fail at streaming to become a coach because there's a lot of good money in that for him. All right, next, and we'll go through these a little bit quicker, boys. Boomich. I think 100% because he's another one where he's reinvented himself. He's so good tactically, and he showed up outside when he didn't have Blade that he could still deliver and be a good IGL.
Tough for me to speak on, to be honest, because I don't know the guy personally and don't have too much information on him. You know, I'd maybe be more inclining to give it a few years. I want to see a bit more of what he can do as a player now that he made the comeback into coming and playing Counter-Strike again. So I think just to balance it out a bit, you know, give it a few more years and then maybe he can, you know, progress into becoming a coach.
I'll put him in the top as well.
Okay.
Like, he is so strategic, smart. He knows how to handle big personalities. Like, let's
simple,
forget he has simple and electronic at the same time, right? So I think he's fit for it. It's just a matter of, like, again, is it exciting enough for a guy that has been through the grind, through all the, I don't even remember the first team he qualified for the major with, but is that what he wants to do when he's done?
Quantum Bellfire or
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I kind of agree with both of you, so I'm fine with wherever he ends up on this one. Snappy, because Nipper's exploring options, and he is on the older echelon of CS playing at the moment. He's done it for so long.
50-50?
I would say, I can see a world where he will succeed massively if he gets a lot of power and the players coming in is 100% his own picks.
Or like believing in him and he's picked him.
A little bit like he was doing as an in-game leader. Like if you find the right fit, I think he can get a lot of success out of a team. But again, if you put him in the Boomich type of situations where he's been in with Simple and Electronic, then I think it won't be a good fit.
I agree, but also what you're describing right here, there's only two coaches in the world who has that, you know, luxury. Blade and Sonic, that's something you have to earn your stripes. You have to earn your right to be able to do that. So it's a grind. You know, coaching is a big grind. And I don't know if Snappy, again, he's played Counter-Strike for, what, 20 years, you know? Also did quit his career for some time being, then came back to the game.
He did it for a smart reason, though. He went to university, got studies and stuff. Like, I kind of agree with that. So 50-50, I like that for Snappy. Real quick, James, Pimp, go.
50-50. I don't know the guy personally enough to be able to say if he can handle it. I think he has the mind for it, you know?
Yeah, he's a big brain.
But I think it's also like the players he's picking for his teams, they're very special. So if you want to be a coach at a high level, I feel you have to work with a lot of different types of players. I see him working with one style of players.
I would say give it a few years, based on the fact that it's the reversed Apex, right? That he needs the perfect fit in the chair in front of him as well. Like it cannot just be a clone of himself.
Okay.
Then it'll be too boring.
And also he needs to teach them what special things you need to do before a game begins. But less about that, because that would get us into dangerous situations. And the last one, our very own, super big brain, super knowledgeable Pimp. Could you be a coach? Rugger, you know him better than anyone else. Could he ever do it?
I think he could do it, but it would also require like compromising on something. Because like I think you have a smart brain for the game, you're like well spoken, you know how to be around people and stuff, but there's always this fine line in man management, whether you're too harsh or too soft, and I think you need to find that balance if you enter a team where you have to remember that everyone needs to buy into the same idea and work towards a goal.
Well, I'll have my say on it, right? I think he could want to be a coach, but I don't think anyone would let him be a coach because it would be having to deal with him. And
you'd be surprised.
Pimp fired up, Pimp being maybe too angry at times, maybe you wouldn't be able to say the right words to make, like say if you had a softer player who can't take criticism, you might just wreck his confidence and he's never going to play CS again.
Okay, let me rephrase. I think if it's not in Scandinavia, then maybe. Because
oh, okay, so give him like some CIS teams.
Yes.
You'd be surprised. I've had plenty of offers going into coaching, not interested whatsoever, and part of the reason is I think I wouldn't be a great coach. I think I could do a decent job. I don't think I could be a great coach, and I don't want to do anything I'm not great at. Furthermore as well, James, I think I'll be the type of coach, sort of like Jose Mourinho, who says that he makes strong players even stronger, and he makes, weak players, he'll fuck them up or something like that. And I think that's sort of like my mantra. If you're a weak player already, I can make you strong. If you're strong, I can enable you and make you even better.
I'll just tell you this, right? If he spoke to me the way he speaks to some players, I'd fold him up and break him in half, and that'd be the end of him's life and career. And on that note, we're going to a quick break. Bye.
For me, French Counter-Strike has always stood out in somewhat of similarities to Danish Counter-Strike. There's always been a passion for the game inside of the French scene. There's been a lot of talent coming out of France, some of the best players in the world. It's always been like a force to be reckoned with in that department, and I think like their play style has been a really nice mix of being extremely aggressive, but at the same time also having quite the tactical depth. Talking in PK was always like a pivotal asset to whatever team would be playing in France. The likes of Kines is kind of the same story. Kines was also brought up inside of Very Games. I think I played against Kines in his first official ever in Counter-Strike Source. Talking Shocks, he's always been part of the good teams whenever they're on the rise. Shocks has always had some kind of godfather role within the teams, like a guy that has guided the young players coming into, and that's just like a cool story for MBK and Kines in that department. The funny story with me and Apex is that we were rivals for a long time. He and myself, we shared the same kind of role. He was probably the more aggressive of the two of us. We got to reunite inside of Vitality. He had obviously taken up another role of him being an Indian leader. He had this obsession with having a soldier, which didn't fit my playstyle also. And that is what you see now with the likes of Flames, and it works for him, so let's be honest, it's a great asset. Apex's IGL style is, in my opinion, the perfect fit. He understands and wants to try and utilize his players in the best possible way. Like, he recognizes and wants to figure out what strengths does my player have. He's exceptionally good at reading the game. Not so much like in the micro decision, but more like in the broad picture. Like, he always tries to be one step ahead. He has like the same kind of leadership that Glaive had. Like, he was working off the system, where Apex has maybe created the system. The Paris Major was obviously unique. We knew how much it meant to the organization being French. We had the CEO coming on stage and lifting a trophy and crying. Obviously that was very nice. And we were winning his first major in Vitality in Paris. I mean, like, that's like a Cinderella story in itself. Coming into the grand final, we were standing outside. I remember that I just said to the guys, like, I'm just not losing today. I just made that very clear for them. And I knew that if I could go out and be so confident about my feelings, then that would spark something within them. I was so close to my own goal, and we were so close to the team goal of winning the Paris Major. There wouldn't be a world where we would fumble this one. They had this streak going for them right now. They have won 6 tournaments in a row. It's got to be something within them that thinking that they want to try and beat our record back in Astralis as being the greatest team of all time. I mean, when a team is doing so good, it creates a lot of possibilities to create some really nice storylines, and there's no doubt that Vitality is also in a position now where they can start doing that. That will just spark something in some of the young players coming out of France. The Counter-Strike in France is not that big in the common knowledge, but I think that's also changing now. We've seen the president going out talking about Vitality, and he's been wearing like a Vitality shirt and everything, so we see it with 3D Max, a full French team, a team that has been grinding the living hell out of last season. There's players, that's been around for a while, but there's also a couple of new guys in there.
Just overall, we will come in, we had a good prep, just enjoy the game, and I think we have a really good, other than that, Alda is a little bit sick, but I'm pretty confident at the moment, to be honest, and I think it will be we will just play some good CS and just show some high level of mouse CS, to be honest.
They made some change, and we think they get better with that, so it will be a very difficult match. I don't think it matters with the previous match if we win or no, so it will be a new one, I think.
This is a game to get excited for, because this is where we're looking at a 9Z. I keep calling them the most exciting South American team. They've been grinding their way up the VRS rankings, and they've been able to challenge some good teams, including one of them being Mouse, despite them not facing this Mouse at this stage, right, with this lineup.
I, for the vast majority of time, agree with you. I think 9C is super interesting. They're fresh breath of air in top-tier Counter-Strike as well, where I guess they have established themselves. But the recent results give me a bit of a mixed feeling around them, because I can definitely see on the server what they deliver. I can definitely see some of the progress they're making, but they win a tournament in China, they go to EWC, don't play too well, don't make the playoff. At the major, a massive surprise as well, and then they fall a bit flat at the playoff. It's hard for me to figure out, okay, is 9C a team we can imagine being top 5 consistently, or are they sort of like G2 where they're consistently top 8, top 9? I don't know which category to put them in yet.
I'm hella excited to see which one, because they're one of the most exciting teams to watch in the current landscape, together with Foot, as I've also said. Like, the only thing I think that is holding them back from being this like tier one team is they lack one elite map, maybe even 2. Like, they have a really good map pool, but they're lacking that one map they can pick against, let's say Mouse, and then just straight up win at home. Same thing goes against, you know, Spirit. Like, what do you want to pick against Spirit? Because they're equally good, as it seems, on a lot of maps.
So it's what they can rely on, right? And having that golden pick in there. Turning the conversation to Mouse a little bit. Mouse have obviously gone through this big change in there. We saw them win the Bounty, which was a huge win over Spirit. EWC, things fell short a little bit here. But I want to ask you guys specifically, Zershan, how are we rating his transition into IGL at first? Because, you know, he still has these games and moments where he's delivering.
I mean, from an individual standpoint, I think his level of play didn't take as big as a hit as I would imagine, which is a good thing. Again, judging an in-game leader this early in the process, I don't want to make any conclusions, but I see why he could be a good in-game leader. I see why he can play on a team like Mouse and be the spearhead of that team. You know, a guy that is willing to go in first, a guy that is willing to create the space, but also have output, you know, sort of like Krabini and Foot, sort of the same style way of leading. So I'm positive. You know, I haven't made any conclusions just yet, but if you're telling me your in-game leader is posting a 1.18 rating, I almost at that point doesn't care what he's calling as long as he does that.
Yeah, like if you put him back in time in the Danish Heroic, you wouldn't be surprised if he was leading it, because it's a lot of the same like ideas and ways that he thinks of the game, taking the gaps, being one step ahead, outplaying, you know, with small sound cues and set up with util that catches the people off guard. And on top of that, I think he's one of the best in the current like landscape to have this like, I know where the gap is gonna be and then exploit it to the fullest. And I can tell you, like, we practiced in the beginning of the year, I think Mouse 7 or 8 times, and it was like 28, 35, 32, 27 kills, and a lot of it comes from finding this gap that creates the second kill and then catches the third kill as well. So for me, he's like an insanely good player that maybe didn't find the footing in the previous roster, like to be the superstar when the games were decided. And I think that's why there's also some exciting like prospect on him being the in-game leader, because if he's then the in-game leader on top of it and he can help set other players up, I think they have a really good recipe for success.
Well, it is sounding very good. So let's hear from the man himself, Zershan, here with an interview. You win Bounty, then you make top 8 at EWC, and what that does with like the mentality and confidence for the team and players.
Well, I think in terms of results, we are very confident. I think that we started the season off really well. I think one of the better starts we had for a while now, in 2 tournaments back to back. So yeah, I mean, for us, it's just about not looking at the results, but more looking at the road. We want to enjoy the road, but also put in a lot of work. So maybe after Bounty, there was a little bit of overconfidence, but I wouldn't say it was in a bad way. So I think we were still very grounded. We worked really hard after Bounty at home, even though we didn't have many off days. And yeah, I think that it helped us to win. It puts us in a position where we can have a really good season now if we continue playing well. And yeah, we're just working on improving from game to game.
And looking a bit about you, since your transition to IGL, obviously there was decisions and moves you would make in a game that normally you'd make yourself, but how much of that have you now given away to other people and how much have you kept to yourself?
Well, of course, I'm still in the very beginning of my career as IGL. We also have 2 new players, so we need to also understand what they like to do. So in the beginning, I was maybe a little bit more supportive when I first moved to be in IGL, but now we are starting to see that on some maps I need to still be in front because I'm just really good at leading from the front. So it helps also the young players have chances to trade. They have amazing mechanics, so I much prefer having them trade than me, to be honest. So some strategies I want to go first, maybe in a bit in like a Kerrigan way. Maybe not as good as he does at creating space. I'm more focused on also shooting back and killing because, for example, Kerrigan I think is really good at creating space. I want to actually give us entries sometimes and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, just finding the mixture of me supporting and me going in first a little bit more right now.
Nice. Well, hopefully it works out and continues to work out for you guys. And also I want to ask you, what would you say is the biggest difference between your calling style currently and the Maus that was with Brolan in the past?
Oof, it's a good question. I mean, I think that the system we have in Mouse, because of our coach, is very similar. Of course, that he has taught me for 5 years now what I know about CS. So a lot of it is, of course, down to him still. But I think more in game now, there is a little bit more direction when it comes to mid rounds. I think Brolan did his absolute best, and we're all super grateful for what he did. He sacrificed a lot. I think I bring a little bit more leadership in terms of mentality and confidence in the guys. And yeah, I think that there's a little bit of a difference of style because I really like to mid-round call. So I would say that is the biggest difference.
And you were helping out with that sometimes in the past anyway, right, from what we learned?
Yeah, I was pretty vocal always, yeah.
Now looking at what he was saying there, you were both making some comments during it. Roger, let me start with you. Address the concerns of what you were making of that.
Obviously, if he sees himself going into create space like Kerrigan, then I think he misjudged himself a little bit as a player because he doesn't come guns blazing at you. He's normally like really good at taking his time, and by time I don't mean doing it super slow, like 30, 40 seconds later, but finding the right time to do it, right?
Okay.
And that's what he's really, really good at. Like I think his Inferno is one of the Infernos that other players that wants to be better looks at, like how does he find the gaps, what is his small tricks, like when does he takes the space and stuff like that. So I think that was also what he meant, that he wanted to still create the space, but also be in front so some of the others can trade behind him.
Perfectly done.
Yeah, I'd agree. You know, he's not necessarily the most, I guess, aggressive player in that regard, but people label him as aggressive because when he buys in, when he goes for the duel, when he feels he has the timing, then he's 100% committing to it, and that is seen as being aggressive. So if anything, I think he's more explosive on the server sometimes, with having a good understanding of when to be.
And looking at 9Z, I want to give a little bit of what you were saying there, Pimp, is that they had the XPL event, that was after the player break, but they didn't have vacation. So then they had vacation, they went to EWC without too much practice. They got bonked a little bit by Magic once again, and it's not ideal for them. But now I'm guessing this is where we could hopefully see the best of them to actually live back up to expectations.
Hopefully, and that's my point. You know, I don't know where to place them, but as a matter of fact, I know they're part of this tournament, they're going to be part of the next tournament, and they're going to be part of the major. So they've established themselves already by now as a team that's going to be around for all the big tournaments.
Yeah.
Whereas, what, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, not really a team we were that familiar with, you know, still grinding their way through VIS. So they've already done a good portion of that hard job. And as I said, Roger, I don't know if I feel 9C has the potential to be a Navi-esque team, you know, or a Spirit-esque team, or up in that caliber of team, or if they're more like a G2 or more like a team, you know, circling around 7, 8, 9 in the world. Either way, it's way, way better than I anticipated coming into the year.
Like they are the definition of a high-risk, high-reward type of team.
Yeah.
And you can ride that like way for a long time until you find out it isn't working anymore. So they go into this season, especially leading up to the next major, like what elements from the previous season was working really good for us, and how do we balance it with a little bit more normal CS, because we don't want a pain where they keep changing, but you need to find out what is your like DNA, what are you really good at, and for them it is to be a little crazy, to disrespect the smokes, to jump through on a flash, like these type of things that will catch the teams off guard that are not used to playing against them. So go into hiatus, South America for a couple of months, come back, and then just own everyone.
Well, with all of this, I want to take a look at the veto. And with this veto, it can get interesting potentially here, Roger, because they know each other, they play each other, and they both like Nuke a lot within this.
And no one likes Anubis.
Aha!
So it was a game of chicken, like who wanted to actually ban it, and historically every underdog matchup Mouse have been in, they always ban it.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like that. I like that pick a lot. You know, we saw it a bit of DWC. I know the tournament in isolation with Saltby wasn't great. They played cash, and I covered one of those games where they were in full control, played well. Could definitely see the idea of what they wanted to do. Mouse picking Nuke, you know, they're bringing it to 9C.
They're looking for comfort, because as I said, going into this veto, before we talk backstage, this can get really uncomfortable really fast for Mouse, because picking Nuke, we only need to go back to the major where these guys were on fire on Nuke. We got owned, to say the least, in Australis against them, and they had a massive win streak going. So this Nuke pick is just not the easy pick.
It's a little bit crazy for me though, because the last 2 times they faced each other, Open Rotterdam and Astana, yes, it wasn't with the same 5 players, I can say that all day long, but 9C did win the Nuke as well. So Mal's just saying we are better, they believed in that.
It's because their map pool is all over the place after losing Overpass.
I was just about to say, you know, the Dust 2 being the third deciding map against 9C if you're Mouse, it's not that long ago they introduced Dust 2 to the map pool, and sure, they've had ups and downs on it, but I don't consider Dust 2 as a stable map for Mouse.
We're looking at Mouse banning Ancient, right?
Yeah.
That is not something you would have thought about when you look at 9C's Ancient, which is also not that good, that Mouse all of a sudden are so in deep trenches that they need to go to Dust 2.
Well, because this is such a great veto, I got to ask the players about it, so let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that they pick Cash. Finally, we get to play the map. Really looking forward to it, to see where is our level at the moment. And yeah, I mean, Nuke has always been a really good map for us, so 1 or 2 losses for me doesn't define if I would like to pick it or not.
And you can tell me if I'm wrong. I heard that you said you guys think you're the best Cash team. Is that true?
I mean, at least I think so, from practice and also watching other games play, people playing official. Of course, official is always different to prac, but at the same time, I think people, overall, the fundamental understanding of the map, I think we have a good shot at being the best Cash team in the world, but of course, there is many more games to play for everyone.
He just picked up his balls and dropped them right on the table with that Cash play, like saying, I respect it, it's huge confidence, but goddamn.
I love the confidence, and I love the fact that he's willing to double down, saying it once more, but I also did see a team that bowed out of EWC without playing the map because they didn't pick it, you know, against any of the opposition. So if you firmly believe that you are potentially the best team in the world on Cash, surely you bring it into the mix, surely you force it into to the series that you're going to play instead of getting knocked out of a tournament from not playing it. So as much as I like the ballsiness, as much as I like the statement, you know me, James, prove it. I want to see it proven before I buy into it.
Well, let's see if it is going to get proven, or otherwise 9Z will be taking an advantage within this map very early on. And guess who's getting all the Cash today? It's Henry G and Anders. Enjoy, boys.
Prove it, or Jacob will...
What will he do?
He'll do something. Anyway, yeah, I'm hyped for this one. It's kind of crazy work to come in with a statement, we're the best Cash team in the world, and they haven't played it yet.
I wish more players would make statements like this. It makes it so much more fun.
Va hozir bizani ikkinchi o'yin ham boshlanish arafasida Nines hamda Mouse o'rtasidagi bahs tomosha qilamiz birgalikda.
I'm getting the reps in, I'm enjoying it, and it's one of my favorite maps to play right now as well. Interested to see what kind of ideas Mouse bring to the table. Like they said, they've probably got a new approach and they've watched all the demos. If they're saying that, no one else would make that statement. Like, why would you? They must have something up their sleeve. I don't know what it would be.
We're going to find out.
And the opposition picked it as well.
Yeah, you got to wonder if that will influence the predictions over at Polymarket. Don't forget to check it out. Sponsor of the tournament, of course. And I mean, I have been watching a lot. The main teams I've been watching, Henry, are 3D Max and FaZe.
Sure.
And I'm a
FALCONS
little bit annoyed at
o'yinlar
FaZe
kechga
because they've come up with a couple of things that I was also coming up with. So now I'm worried that, they're going to beat me to the punch.
Lean Vision bilan o'ynaydi.
That Mouse are claiming that
Easy
they might be the
2-0.
best. Do they have even more elaborate stuff? We're going to find out right now as we head
Cash
into the
kartasi
opening of the
boshlandi.
series, 9Z versus Mouse, and I guarantee this will be a banging game. It's not going to be
9Z
boring.
hamda Mouse o'rtasidagi bahs.
Godlike map pool. We've got the best Cash team in the world with Mouse.
Cash, Nuke hamda Dust'dagi kartalari bu yerda Luchi Xelex'ni minus qilib bermoqda va Luchi bilan double kill Zershinga ham headshot berib ketdi yo'lakayiga. Saydni to'liq egallab olishdi. Torji birozgina xalaqit qilishga harakat qildi-yu, lekin baribir qo'yib yuborishdi Saydni.
You never know, I suppose.
Yaxshi kartalar pick qilinibdi.
A very weird way to lose a round. That's a B rush. You must have the protocol and be ready. And Rops in the last game, he showed us how. You throw down those early smokes to stop them from coming through. But in a pistol round especially.
Hozir linkni kanalga tashlaylik. Hammamcha bu round o'zi beraverishdi, faqatgina exit fragga ishlashadi.
Hanging around that checkered room, it just looked like they weren't ready for that kind of speed. So there's nothing strategic about it from 9C, but sometimes that's all you need, like a lot of footsteps and a lot of Glocks.
I mean, it's simple, but very effective. They barely take any damage en route there. They had a bit of utility as well once they made their way through. One smoke, one molly. Even the smoke somewhat missed.
Bruno yaxshi agressiya bilan start olmoqda.
Great way to kick things off. This is the pick of 9Z, of course. Nuke next and Dust 2. Sick map pool. Nice to see Cash being chosen now. When it first came into the pool, understandably, people were avoiding it. But now we're kind of entering you need to start playing it. You need to get reps in, and no better time than the group stage.
That is a really good point, yeah. And especially I feel like if you can get some command of the map early on, if nothing else, you force other teams to veto it against you. That in itself could be like a bit of a luxury.
Hozir yana bir tekshirib olaydi.
We'll see. Second round. And there is an interesting couple of FAMAS on the other side there. Not that much utility, of course. We're seeing this grenade all the time. A couple of variations, like this one goes shallow, this one that goes deeper.
Joyda orqa fonga salgina baroq qilib qo'yaman mana.
We've seen both attempts.
Xalaq qilmaydigan qilib, katta o'yinga full focus qaratsak bo'ladi endi. Va bizda ikkinchi round force buy qilindi. Himoyalanayotgan mouse tomonidan ham. Midga raskidlar tashlab berib, A ga hujum qilish plani Nines'da. Va stak bo'lib olishdi. 4 kishi bo'lib aniq himoya qilishmoqda. Balki middan B ga rotatsiya qilib yuborishar. Xershon Meyerni minus qilib berdi, lekin pachka tushib bo'lgan. Pachkaga tushib qolgan. PR esa Maxni tutib olgandan so'ng 5 ga 3 vaziyatda qolib ketishdi. 50 soniya atrofida vaqt ularning hisobida. DGT Pingsdan kill, DGT Razmenda, Huazo esa PR ni yo'q qilmoqda. Torjidan agressiya, Torjiga yordam kerak buni o'ldirish uchun. Torji Spings bitta kill amalga oshirib bermoqda va Torji ham yoqib yuborgancha uni 5-7 da otib tashlay oldi. 1-1 hisob tenglashmoqda.
Return on investment for forcing up in that round.
Yes, Sarloha Turorson. Let's go boys. Ertaga stream qaytib ko'radiganlar bo'ladigan bo'lsa, adashib ketmaydi-da shunda.
That's what you love to see.
I was
Should be a 13-1 from here on out.
The thing is, I wanted to make that joke when they didn't stop the B rush. I was like, really? But I thought it'd be very petty of me. So.
We're just having fun. We know he didn't really mean it like
that. Bizda 3-chi round boshlandi.
I do genuinely wish more players would kind of make these slightly more bombastic statements because it's fun. It makes the game more fun, you know.
Absolutely true. We want to
animation garan jonga mana. Endi bilmadim animationga gapirmaylik qo'ying. Torji yaxshi kill, lekin DGT'lar ketma-ket razmerlar, 3-3 vaziyat. Saydni egallab olgan DGT bombani o'rnatish bilan endi shug'ullanadi. Vo, ikkita qayashga yetkil Spings xatoga tashlayapti DGT'ni. Kalashida. Max va Luchev tirik qolishda Teknaylar bilan birgalikda. Qayerga ketishdi ular? Orqadan aylanib kelishmoqchi ekan. Birga ketib borishdi deb o'ylashdi. Mana endi informatsiya bor. Luchev haqida ham bomba ham o'ratilgan sharofasida. Yaxshi qayashga yetib keldi. O'qlari kam, lekin Luchevni hamma bir xil pozitsiyadan o'ynayapti birgalikda. Apex baby. O'zinikini otib qo'yardi. Luchev ancha-muncha damage berib qo'ydi Maxga. Endi bombani o'rnatib ketishdi. Mouse esa himoyani yaxshilab oldi. Shaha, assalomu alaykum, yaxshimisiz? Kalamushlarga qarshimismi bu safar deydilar. Ko'ramiz aka, bu safar Nines ham xuddi o'shanaqa stilda o'ynaydigan komanda. Lekin Nines mamcha kuchliroq uni keshdi, mouse bermasa ham kerak. Cash, Nuke va Dust. Yana Nuke'da ham mouse ancha yaxshi o'yna biladi-da. Texnik pauza, qanaqadir muammolar borligi sababli like bosmaganlar bo'lsa, hozir like bosib qo'yishdi. Ayni vaqtda.
So I guess if you spend your T rounds half buying or forcing up, it just makes it harder overall.
Yeah, you can't really apply that sort of pressure in MR12. I think if it comes down to 1v1, you probably go for it, but not with two surviving, the money's quite strong.
Boshqa komandalar chunki bilib oldi ular qanaqa stilda, qanaqa taktikada o'ynashini. Hammasi raslabon berib o'rganda, trenirovkani kamaytirgan holatda.
Shout out to the desk there. I know
they grinded it through.
Jacob is out to get us.
It's good to see the analysts finally doing some work.
But they did
texnik muammosini hal qilib olsa bo'lar.
Ruined it there with that little comment.
Davom etsak stream ko'rishdan.
I commended that was a hell of a shift.
It's pimp. He's getting to me. He's always a little bit, you know, he's always out there. You never know, he's always going to snipe you with a comment somewhere. It's just what he does, you know.
Well, that's why he's the people's champion, his charming personality.
Yeah, that is exactly right. I love him for it, though. I think it's great. He's got that heel character right down. I spent the break. We've got a popcorn machine in the studio, Henry.
Savory or sweet?
Savory.
Okay, that's good.
Sweet corn, I'm not a big fan of.
Sweet corn is a different thing altogether.
All right, well.
It's a different thing.
Not a corn expert, Henry. I'm just trying to eat popcorn.
Sweet popcorn. You can mix them both up if you like. That's the go.
Oh, really? Okay.
That is the go setup.
All right, I was going to say sweet and sour, but that's not.
Sour
not
popcorn.
It either.
That hasn't been
missing all
yet.
the shots. But no, you know, it's good. I should have had the popcorn for the last game. Where Vitality ended up losing.
9Z overpassda juda kuchli deyiladi. 9Z zo'r o'ynardi. O'sha birinchi o'lim 9Z nima o'sha overpassdan taniganman haqiqatan. Max mamna qilib pik qilgan esingizda o'sha. Wow. Joha, Danatchi rahmat. Omad, sizni ham ishlaringizga omad.
Cash as well, and they were 6-0 down on both sides of the server.
Mana
It's
bitta
easy
muroqab
and
qo'ysa
easy, and
bo'larkan
they
edi.
still brought it all the way back. So insane. That's going to be a difficult series to beat.
It really will be.
In terms of the fireworks.
It's possible this one could do it. I really think both these teams are going to be locked in for a lot of action.
Oh, normal. Apex, baby. Kelgandi yana. O'chirib qo'ydim ha.
You got to be ready for that. You got to be locked in.
Shaha yanadan tashlayapti. Rahmat aka. Apex, baby. Aka aytmang.
Exactly.
2-0 ga yutqizadimi? 2-0 ga. Yana comeback berib yuborib 12-ga yetdidan.
Not sure what the timeout is for, but it's the first one that we had in the tournament, so I guess we'll give them a little bit of a break. Get the admins up and running.
Avvalgi vitality yo'q endi.
I'm super enjoying Cash as a map right now. I know some part of the community were complaining, people saying nobody's playing it, we can't get it anywhere, like into the pool.
Well, that's the thing.
Zayb o'ynamayotganiga nima deysiz? Aka hech narsa deyolmayman.
Yeah, choose it in your pugs
Ya'ni
online.
botday o'ynadi, kerak joylarga o'tim va kerak joylarda
It was such a shame we only had train for
qilib,
5 months or something in the pool. Like,
repiklar qilib.
version of it as well. One of the best versions.
Bu informatsiyasi bor-da, bitta igrok masalan AWPdaligida.
And it just got removed out of nowhere.
Infosi bor.
Hated
Chiqib pik qilyapti uni. Preslab turganini bilib
I
turib.
feel like Valve normally make changes very
Bir Robs
slowly.
bilan Flames
Things
normal
kind of,
o'ynadi.
tend to go on for a long time before Valve get involved, but yeah, they removed it really quickly.
You hate to see it. Let's hope Cash can bounce back. Becoming a lot more vogue last couple of tournaments. I'm going to sneeze, Anders. Hold on.
Well, you are allowed to. That's fine. That's why we keep 2 sets of commentators, cover for each other. That's what we do. Seems like the headsets are coming back on, so...
Okay, we can all lock in now.
It's great news.
Let's get it. If you are just joining us, this is day 2, but this is the opening day of Group B. First game for Mouse and 9Z. Mouse, who have never played Cash before. If you missed the quotes from Zerjan before the game, the in-game leader, he said he thinks after their practice, they're the best Cash team in the world. Whether that is going to be true, we'll find out. So far, so good. After losing the pistol, bouncing back nicely.
I have a terrible relationship with players who have confidence based on practice games. I feel like I've been burned in the past, like having high confidence. Like you run into a player at a tournament, they say, "Oh, our practice has been going absolutely amazing, we're crushing everyone," and then they just get completely destroyed. So I'm always worried about taking practice results into, the real world. But I do love the confidence regardless. I think if you're going to be the best Cash team, surely one of the pillars of being that will have to be controlling middle, really on either side. So maybe that's something that we could focus on when we get back in the game. Is kind of like, what are the protocols for them to actually get that under control?
Kerakli joyda tayyorlatmasa, qolgan hammasi joyida bo'ladi.
Different ideas.
Gaplashaylik qani o'zgina, nima gaplar o'zi kelinglar qani, Botirshot haqida. Botirshot yaxshi odam.
You can also have a counter boost, and there's different versions of counter boost as well. You can actually where you jump off and you can self boost and jump up.
Shotlar ko'payib ketdi. Endi Shiro agressiv AWP emasda, passiv AWP.
And just leave him there, just parked up. So lots of different ideas.
Ko'rdingizku, finallarda, boshqa joylarda sharmanda qilmaydi. Shiro nechta clutch olib chiqdi finalda o'zida. Juda ko'p clutchlarni olib berdi komandasiga.
But we haven't seen it yet, you and I.
Tagi Spirit to'xtash qiyin bo'lib qo'ygan.
You're right, hasn't been super prevalent, huh? No one's really even given it a go. I guess because, like you said,
offline problema uncha sekin hal qilyapti bilasizmi?
Definitely can find some timings there. Looks like we still have a sound issue, in-ear issue.
Okay, well, it is an essential part of the game, many people have said. So can't really be playing without it, I suppose.
Ventilatorlar qo'yib qo'ygan ham.
Fans have shown up as well.
Shoxusan, Vita pulimni qaytarsa
PR is one of the most exciting prospects of riflers right now. Like when he's in form, PR is like an absolute monster.
Ovozini pastroq qilib qo'ydim mana.
It's so much fun to watch.
Mikrofon ham olib qo'yganman, tezroq mikrofonni kiysa zo'r bo'lardi.
But honestly, I respect the fact that he's always like vying for those kills. Like he's always out there battling for it. So super fun to watch. And I mean, Selix also, he seemed to be like he came almost out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like thrown to fill some pretty big shoes on Mouse and honestly.
Ha, rostdan offline o'ynayapti. Naushnikida muammosi bo'lganda mana buni. PR'da.
I'm sure he was influential in that pickup.
5 bo'lsa bu. 3 ta map bo'lsa 3 soat 8 gacha ketdi.
Opening game in Group B.
Nechida o'ynaydi? FALCONS o'tirishdi.
And then Dust 2 if required. I'm not really sure what to think of this one. We know 9Z can be a powerful team. They're knocking on the door of the top 10 all the time. They take some big scouts every now and then.
Agar Falcons bilan Lean Vision lekin juda ham kech boshlanadigan bo'lsa,
who knows what could happen.
I mean,
Kechirasiz
obviously,
ama.
most notably 9C taking down Vitality at the Cologne Major. That was wild. But I feel like one of the things that happens to some teams when they have these really incredible major runs, at least in the past, is then they just disappear immediately afterwards. I feel like 9C have kind of kept up the fight. Like, I feel like they're doing a good job. Obviously, the
Tinchgina
Austin
parallel
Major,
qo'yib tashlasa bo'lar ekan,
9C of
o'yinlarni
that
bilasizmi?
tournament was Legacy, playing insanely well. And I think, you know, they did stumble a little bit afterwards, Legacy, but I feel like they're bringing it back now. Like, they're starting to get dangerous again.
Legacy weren't even supposed to be there.
They weren't even supposed to be there. Shout out to Bestia one time.
Where is Bestia now? They still going? They still cooking?
I don't know. Still
Hozircha hisob 2-1. Endi Mouse oldinda mana muammosi hal bo'lgandan keyin o'yin davom etadi. Unda qilmay. Endi aka kechqurun soat 2 da masalan 1 da start bo'ladigan bo'lsa, ertalab soat 4 gacha ko'ra olmayman-da. Xohlasam, xohlamasam.
And we said there's a world where they could force buy, but looking at the cash now,
12-1 qilib boshlansa.
Lost bonus not necessarily established just yet, so 2,900 per player. If you did force buy, it's a mix of Galils and pistols, so I don't think they'll be doing that. You could definitely justify a little bit of investment.
Agar 11 da boshlansa ham ko'ramiz. Gap bo'lishi mumkin emas. 11 da boshlansa ham ko'ramiz. 11 dan keyin boshlansa
as we get back into this one,
Inglizdan linkini tashlab qo'ying.
Plenty of games coming up today as well. 4 best of 3s almost every day here at Auto. What are the next couple of ones we've got? Any bangers? Legacy Foot, that will be a good game.
Well, I'm a massive Foot fan, so...
You've got a Foot fetish.
I'll own it. I have to own it. I think this team is amazing. Got a big investment, personally, in Dukes. I think he's just an absolute solid player, and again, he's so young. First time I started commentating last year, he was still 16.
Flames nega joyga qo'l bermadi. Ko'rmadim u joyini. Qaysi joyda qo'l bermadi?
So I'm excited. And they picked up X-Floud as
Bilmadim men
well.
uni qilgan.
That's kind of out of nowhere, but not necessarily, I think, a bad pickup.
Vitality chiqib ketgani yo'q, pastki setga tushdi.
To stay on top.
The fact they made it to the final EWC, you know, like that's kind of nuts. I think that was X-Cloud's first ever grand final.
Yeah.
So, new boy joining the squad seems to have raised their stock.
Foot Legacy'ni ko'rmaymiz. Shiro o'rmaldi, brat. Shiro. No, o'zi agressiv AWP sifatida Maldoy tanlasa ham bo'ladi-yu.
They're pretty good.
Shironing tajribasi ko'proqda unga nisbatan.
I've got faith. I've got endless faith, to be honest, in them.
And Falcons Lin Vision.
Now that is, I don't think
we can really sell that one.
The thing is, I'm so frustrated because there was at some point last year, I think you and I were in Belgrade watching some of these Chinese teams play, and I was so caught up in the moment. Both Lin Vision and also
Tyler as well.
And also Tyler, they're both playing so well. I was like, this is a Chinese
in Belgrade.
It out.
Chinese teams play very well.
Shunga hayron qolyapman-da. Tuzatolmayapti ular naushnikida.
Let's move some more tournaments out there then. Let's get them.
I'd like to. It's a great place.
Bitta yangi naushnik yo'q ekan, sразу olib kelib o'rnatib yuborishga.
Chinese contract, they shoot so hard. Like mechanically.
Vitality yana bir marta yutqizsa chiqib ketadi.
But they make mistakes.
Mana bu o'yinda yutqizadigan komanda bilan o'ynash kerak Vitality. Da mana shu o'yinda kim yutqizsa shu bilan o'ynaydi. Nines ham qiynaydi, Mouse ham qiynaydi Vitalityni.
Like there's a curse that comes with that as well.
Yeah,
you're never really going to keep that going. But yeah, I feel like they're obviously the favourites going into that one. I got to speak to Carragher a bit yesterday. Like he seems confident. Like I think he mentioned who they're to play next. He was more worried about who they're playing next if they get through that.
Does it even mean anything to be the favourite to this stage?
Oh, okay, that's it. That's you have to play the winner of Legacy or Foot.
Okay.
That's what he was worried about. Like he's like, first match is not a problem. It's the second game.
That's fair. That's reasonable. But I mean, we had Navi lose yesterday. We had Vitality lose today.
It's true. It has been a lot of
the favourites aren't doing so well.
Yeah,
they're not really coming out that hot. Although shout out to M80, that's obviously a tremendous victory.
That was massive. And even though
Shooter, go nice, respect Flashbang. Rahmat Shooter gaga.
It was. That was Inferno and Anubis. Like G2
qachon hal bo'ldi. Hal bo'ldi muammosi.
Anubis, they won 9 rounds in a
4-chi round boshlandi va nihoyat ancha kutishlardan keyin
Thank you for bearing with us. We are back into the action. First map between 9Z and Mouse should be the eco here, and I'm not seeing
DGT.
So yes, confirmed. Trying to get the bomb down if possible here.
Pistoletlarda o'tkazadi bu raundni Nines. Yaxshi qayerga yetib keldi va Torji 62% jon bilan raundni davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi. O'zbek serveri qanday tavsiya bo'ladi? KS2.uz deb yozsangiz saytga Google'da o'ziga chiqadi sразу. Anze ishlari yaxshi, charchash yo'q deydilar. Charchamayotgan bo'lsangiz bo'ldi. Ishlar yaxshi bo'lsa, umuman charchamaylar. Bugun hali haftani endi mana Qaysi kuni? Oho, Zershan bombada portlayapti Spinks. Luchun o'ldirmoqda Huazo, Deagle kill topib ber oldi.
Lasso Peak will find him. Should be all they get.
Payshanba bugun.
One more would be fantastic with this.
Ertaga juma.
We've got that deep position from
Max,
Zelex, I believe. Yeah, we talked about this a few times.
Zelex.
So difficult to clear this out unless you have the Molotov. You really have to commit to the check.
What I like about this position, especially if you've got another player in front, because you can play that mind game. You kind of see one.
Sonya atrofida vaqt va bu yerda Zelex Huazoni yo'q qilib bermoqda. Zelex yana o'ynadimi? Meyerdan ajoyib headshot. Spinks yordamga yetib keldi. Meyer eng so'nggi Deagledagi igroq. Spingsda bu raundda double kill bor va 5 ga 0 kadada yurgan ekan hali. Torjidan headshot qabul qilib oldi Meyer. Indinga shanbonda xuddi shunaqa. Indinga shanba. Undan ham keyin esa yakshanba.
And 9C. It's time for them to show us what they've got on the T side. Let's find out. Torshi's picked up an AWP. There's not going to be one on the T side though, so they're going to have that early weapon.
I'm more interested to see the protocols on the CT side from Mouse. They're going to be deploying the CT.
Va bizda 5-raund boshlandi. Molotov, raskidlar hammasi tashlab berilmoqda. Luchovdan esa aggressiv movement ajoyib tarzda chiqib olishda mid retake'ga endi harakat qilib ko'rishadi Mouse a'zolari. Ungacha Max Hayashkada PR tomonidan uchib bormoqda. Luchov anchagina yaqin kelib olganini ko'rib turibmiz va bu yerda Huazo aydan ochib berishga harakat qiladi. Torji esa DGT ni tutib oldi. Huazo PR ni rasmiy qilmoqda. Torji haqida informatsiya bor. Torji yonib ketishi mumkin. Torji smoke bilan qutulib qoldi, lekin 23% joni endi Torjida. Turkiya 2 vaziyat. Meyerna Zershin ajoyib headshot. Torji low. Hali ham unutmaymiz buni. Smoke orasida Torji. Boshqa hech qanaqa raskidlari yo'q ularni. Meyer ajoyib o'ynab berdi-yu Spinks. U killni ham rasmiy qilib ketmoqda. Huazoning o'zi 13% jon bilan 2-1 clutch 55 soniya atrofida vaqt. Timinglar. Torjini otib tashladi. Eng so'nggi igroq esa Spinks. Ishonchli o'ynashda davom etadi. Bu uning 7-killi. Va jamoasiga yana round yutib oldi. Ertaga ham stream qilasizmi? Aka, ertaga ham stream bor. Ertaga G2 Spirit o'ynaydi, Navi Pain o'ynaydi. Mana shu ikkita o'yinni aniq ko'rishimiz. 14:00 da agar ishim barvaqtroq bo'shasa, Aurora bilan Dendeleni ham o'yinni ko'ramiz. 16:30 gacha aniq stream yoqiladi Spirit bilan G2 o'yinda. Undan keyin Navi hamda Pain o'yinda ko'ramiz 100%. Furia hamda M18 ni vaqtga qaraymiz u yo'g'iga. Hali guruh bosqichi, shuning uchun chorak finallarda full focus hamma o'yinlarni ko'ramiz baribir. Hani hamma qanaqa o'yin bo'lsa ham. Turnirda o'zi vaqtlariga qaraydi. U yo'g'iga o'zi vaqti ketish boshlanadigan bo'lib ketar ekan.
Gotta be careful. There is someone on the other side of the smoke, and you don't really have to fight those people.
Ko'rdik, Zelex smoke ichida bitta kill. Spinksdan yana double killmi? Juda ko'p multiprogrammaga uchrayapti. Bu Spinksdan triple. 10-kill 6-raundda. O'yinga 0 yuribdi Spinks. Eng so'nggi igroq Max u haqida informatsiya bor. PR tomonidan headshot berib yuborildi unga. Hisob esa 5-1 va mana endi fullbackga qarshi fullback ko'ramiz.
Also true.
Like, if anything, that's an advantage for Mouse. Like, sure, it's their inaugural showing, first official, but that means there's zero information. I think 9Z have only played one official on it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
But still, the fact you're going in the dark here, that's a scary prospect against a team like Mouse. Pound for pound, I think easily you'd say they've got more firepower, more experience.
Some moment there would look like Selex was going to get shot through the smoke.
Time outdan so'ng ikkita jamoada ham full buy.
Not that you have to do it every round, but we talked about that sunroom as well. Like if you can get out there.
17:00 da ertaga Spirit soat 5 la atrofida, 5 atrofida, balki o'zini vaqtida boshlanar. Shunaqa narsani hisob-kitob qilishni ham bilib olsanglar yaxshi bo'ladi. Menimcha bu yerda o'tirgan odam 532 kishi haqiqiy zikini ko'rib, bilib o'ynaydigan igroqlar, shunaqami? Ya'ni tipa tomosha qilayotganda ham o'zi biladi o'yinlar qanaqa boshlanishini. Turnirda Blastda bitta sahna bor. Bitta 10 ta kompyuter terilgan hamma o'yinlar uchun. ESL bo'lganda boshqa vaqtida srazu boshlanadi. Blastda bitta o'yin tugaydi. Aytilgan vaqtdan o'tib ketadigan bo'lsa, 3 ta map bo'lsa, konkretni o'tadi aytilgan vaqtda. Yomon PRdan ajoyib pik va Huazonni yo'q qilib bermoqda. Huazonni umuman maxda 0 kill. Qaranglar. Luchov PRga headshot mash round o'tkazib oladi keyinchi round. No, mayli, round o'tursin, aytib ketganim yaxshi. X, Y. Qaranglar, mana bitta stejda bo'layotgan uchun o'yin tugaydi-ku, 40 minut kamida pauza bo'ladi. Komanda kelib, o'zini Steam akkauntini ulab, yana bir nimalarni to'g'rilab, trenirovkasini qilib olgancha. 35-40 minut ketdi. Ikkita map bo'lsa aytilgan paytda boshlanadi o'yinlar. 3 ta map bo'lsa, уже 1,5 soatga kechikadi. Har bitta mapga 1 soatdan hisoblash kerak. Smoke. Xelax qani 35 soniya atrofida vaqt bu yerda Torji bor, Torji mis qilishga umuman haqqi yo'q va bu uddaladi kill topishni. Exertionista Meyerni yo'q qilgandan so'ng DGT hamda Luchlar tirik qolishgan 4 kishiga qarshi 25 soniya vaqt ularning hisobida. Qiynab tashlashdi ularni. Save qilishga harakat qilish kerak bo'ldi keyingi raund uchun ikkita kavashda. DGT Torjini yo'q qilib bera oldi. 18 sekund vaqt. Exertion. Xelax haqida info bor. Xelax. Ko'rildi Xelax. Va Xelax qiyinchilik bilan o'tdi. DGT o'ldirgandan so'ng Exertiondan ham headshot ko'rdik.
Yeah, absolutely agree. That smoke coming down just before they committed to the bomb site. Well, the round was already over, unfortunately. Good try, but 6-1. Aggressive, of course, is PR.
The timing, pulling out the grenade. Not a good feeling.
That was the all-important kill from Xelax there. Another partial buy. Seems like they haven't really got going here on cash. They won the pistol landers. The B rush was nice.
8-round boshlandi. Tushunmaydigan odam bari tushunmaydi kerak. Ya endi harakat qilib ko'rish kerak. Masalan, 500 ta odamdan bir 10 tasi tushunsa ham xursand bo'laman. Shunaqa qilib sekin-sekin kamayadi. Hisob-kitob qilishni o'rgangan yaxshi hamma bari stream ko'rayotgandan keyin. Prosta odamlar o'ylaydi, o'yinlarning boshlanish vaqti menga bog'liq. Yozib qo'ygangisan nima boshlamayapti aytgan vaqtda. Spinks middaga agressiyadan kutib olishga harakat qilib ko'radi. Qani unga yaqin kelib oldi Luchev. O'qiydimi yo'q, o'qidi. Kalashnikda Spinksdan yana bitta kill 11-minutda endi chiqadi-da tugatmoqchi bo'ladi. Shunaqa ish ishlar o'qiganmi?
I think they're waiting. Wasopik is going to be able to throw that one in. And the problem is, could they get rid of Torshi in the back? He's still got some good utility. And he's got a teammate with him as well. That's PR up on this railing.
Huazoshni eshik ochgandan PR pritselda olsa kerak, unga qaratsa kerak menimcha.
But the fact that he's got his teammate in position. Tell you what as well, Henry, you can Molotov that position right outside the bomb site.
True.
30 seconds on the clock.
Spinks DGT'ni o'ldirib bermoqda. 12-kill Spinksda Torji Meyerni tutib oldi. Max hamda Huazolar tirik qolishdi xolos. PRdan yana bir minus. O'zi o'lib ketdi-yu, Torji eng so'ngida qolgan Maxni razmenga o'ynab bera oldi.
Mouse are the best cash team in the world.
Ready to call him the GOAT.
I'm ready to call.
Okay. I like it though.
Well, there we go.
Shiro'ni videosini
What can you say about this one? If you haven't killed Spinks once and we're into what, round number 9?
Kurashli turnirlarda umuman vaqt bo'lmayapti. 3 kunga pauza bor edi, unda ham katta ehtimollik bilan stream qilsak kerak.
Max finally got a kill, but he was, I think, 0-6 or something like that. So he's putting it together now. They need more than a little bit here. They need to get up to something like 4 or 5 if they can.
Would like to see it as a bomb plant at this point.
Okay, setting the bar really low, but I like it.
Yeah, like they haven't got close to it at all. The one round the bomb did get planted, I think, was that squeaky door rush, which was a close round, to be fair, but everything else has been pretty pedestrian, one-way traffic.
9-round boshlandi. Ovoz past kelyapti. Mikrofonni to'g'rilab olay, aka mikrofonni zakaz qilib qo'yganman, olib kelib olay. Hozir umuman bo'lmaydi-ki. Hozir ham yomon emas, no. Orqa fonda ingliz tili bo'lgani uchun men pastroq qo'yganman, sharhlovchi bo'lgani uchun. YouTube'da o'zidan ko'rayapmiz-ku.
realizing that he cannot have that sort of control on the
Zarshan.
side. Throw the Molotov, deny the entrance.
Ish turibdi, middigroq borligini biladi. Spinksga yaqin kelib olishdi. Qani Spinksni birinchi bo'lib kim o'ldirar ekan? Qochdi lekin Spinks. O'lish niyati yo'q.
And they flash themselves
12 ga 0.
trying to swing towards highway.
Yomon emas, ha?
Would have actually been
8
a kill
round
available,
ichida.
but not going to happen this time. Smoke down towards highway.
Meyer,
Molotov with the
Huazo,
Z-Balls.
Oh, look at the push in from Street Door.
Luchev va PR entry frag topmoqda. Yana Huazoni minus qilib bera oldi. Luchevdan agressiv yurish davom etadi. Spinks o'zining 13-killni amalga oshirmoqda. Faqat Spinks killlarini sanaymiz menimcha bugun. PR ham yaxshi o'ynayapti lekin entry fraglarni ko'p topganini ko'rdik. Zershindan agressiya hamda DGTga headshot, Max hamda Meyer latrik qolish xolos. O'sha gap cash kartasini mouse bermaydi. Max Zershinga headshot, Xelax double kill qila olmadi-yu, bitta minus topgan holatda ortga qaytib olmoqda. Yaxshi qayashga hech qanaqa damage yo'q. Meyerning vazifasi esa bombani o'rnatib ketish. Unga Spinks juda ham yaqin. Spinks o'rnida bo'lsam pik qilmagan bo'lar edim umuman. Kadani save qilgan bo'lardim Spinks o'rnida bo'lsam. Aynan Spinksning pozitsiyasi tekshirildi. Yo'q, Spinks. Shuning uchun ham u Spinksda. Mana emas. 14-killi hali biror marta o'lgani yo'q Spinks.
How many perfect games have we had historically? If you know, tweet at us, give us the intel.
We need to know.
How many have there been?
Put B-trams to work.
Whoever is working on stats, whoever's crunching numbers right now, let's have a look.
Now, Henry, you brought up this in the last cache map that we saw. This idea
Marketing
that if you lose the
deymiz,
mid-control, you just try and
market
take one of the
over
extremities.
Exactly, yes.
And that's what they did in this round against Waso P. So just to remind you weren't watching it, I think it's a good principle to work off.
Absolutely true. You don't have to have mid-control. It's similar to what we say on ramp. It's not a bomb side. Let them have it. Just have a good reaction. Have your protocols in place.
Right.
If you do, because sometimes the mid executes, it's like middle on Anubis. Like if they drop all the correct Molotovs and smokes, sometimes there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And it's okay to sacrifice middle and find information elsewhere.
I like that. That's going to be
Spinks.
something we'll be watching for how well teams adjust to losing sort of one part of the map. Get to pick up another one here. Still in the learning days. Round number 10, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8-1.
He's going down here for sure. He's going to die.
Voy, ey, entry'laridan PRdan ham ajoyib headshot. 15-kill Spinksda. Spinks bugun prime'da eng zo'r kartasini o'tkazsa kerak.
That's not even a thing.
No, swingga salgina kamroq, ya'ni u yoqdan bu yoqqa yugurib o'tishlari.
What's regen?
Map piklarni tashlamoqchi. Map piklar aniq-ku aka, bundan keyin nuke ko'ramiz. Eng oxirgi decider map bizada
They took so many commands away from us in CS2. I don't know why. They changed exit to quit for absolutely no reason.
Well, we might be quitting cash momentarily. It feels like we're kind of done. 9-1 pretty much locked in. I don't know what you can do with this one. You've got to give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, this boost is absolutely fine. But again, it's very telegraphed. Like, look at the forward positions again. Coming out over on the B side. It's a good headshot.
Huazo PR ga headshot berib, A ga yurishini davom ettiradi. Xelax informatsiya bor midagi DGT haqida. Spinks bor bu yerda. Spinks lekin 2 ga 1 bilmadim nima qila oladi bu yerda. Spinksdan yana bitta minus va Meyer tomonidan o'ldirildi. Spinks 16-killni qilgandan so'ng. Xelax DGTni minus qilmoqda bo'ldi. Vaqt yetmaydi bombani o'rnatishga. Meyerni vaqtdan keyin o'ldiriladi. No yo'q, oxirgi 1 sekundda ulgurdi u ham.
Closes things out and finally Spinks will be thwarted. You can stop researching the stats now. We're not going to get the perfect game. 16-1.
It's still pretty good.
I mean, it's not bad.
I think the boys in the case were doing the Blast Fantasy on day 1. I don't know if they picked Spinks. I feel like it was a topic of conversation. They thought about it.
He's been playing very well recently. Just know as well, we had Donk yesterday get 18 kills in the first half of Cash.
Yeah.
See if that can be replicated here. A couple more would do it. That's against Dendelay.
Torjil Luchevni tutib oldi, birinchi kill. Matchda mashina ro'yxatini ko'rib olay. Aytib o'raman va Torjildan keyingisi miss shot o'z atiga 9% jon bilan raundni davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi bundan bu yog'iga.
Look at this. One opening kill. And that was the pistol.
Max.
Okay. Well, we've identified another potential problem with the 9CT side. And also Mouse surrendering middle.
Rahmat. Navi qachon o'ynaydi? Ertaga o'ynaydi Navi. Ertaga kechga. Zershon
burrowed away in towards checkers.
Max does have a Molotov.
I mean, would you use it for that though? You don't have the resource. You need that for heaven, I would say.
Zelex qani B'ga kirishga harakat DGT Torjini oxirigacha o'ldirib qo'ydi. Atiga 9% da yashayotgan edi u. Zelex juda qiyin holatda, lekin yaxshi qayashga yetib keldi. Zershon o'ynash kerak Zershon. Voy line-upni qarang Zershonda, line-updan foydalana olmayapti. Double kill DGT vaqtida payqab qoldi. 17% jon bilan o'zi raundda o'yin bitirayapti endi. 25 soniya vaqt. Moli tashlab berildi, lekin bomba DGT tomonidan oxirigacha o'rnatiladi. PR hamda Spinks tirik qolishgan. Yaxshi o'ynayotgan igroklar, entrylar va killlarni topish bo'yicha 50 va 17% jon bilan qolganlarga qarshi retake qilishga harakatlarni boshlab berishdi. Spinks low HP qolgan. DGTni yo'q qilmoqda eng so'nggi igrok esa Max. PRdan headshot. Ikkita igrok ham low bo'lib qoldi. Ikkita igrokda 10% jonlar bilan tirik qolishyapti. Nice try va easy retake deb aytsak ham bo'ladi. 1-1. Mana bu ajoyib himoyalanish. Torjin puliga qarang. Maksimumgacha yeb qo'yganmi Torjinning puli? Ketma-ket endi 10 ta round yutilgandan keyin shuda faqat pistoletgan yutqizdi ular.
Any bums or anything like that. This is like 9Z. Huge results this year. Knocking on the door. I think they're 12th in the world. This is a strong team, and they are not even getting a look in right now. And they picked this map, by the way.
That is true.
9Z wanted this punishment. They opted for it, Anders.
More than they bargained for at this
then
stage.
You've got a Mouse Classic up next. A bit of nuke.
I'm excited for that. I've for a long time Mouse have been a really fun team to watch on Nuke. So even throughout like the different changes, like the different in-game leaders and all the rest of it, I feel like they've always had that map as sort of a core of it.
Well, Spinks popping off the way he is right now. 1 kill away from equaling Donk's total from yesterday. 18 kills in the first half.
12 round. Bu rounddan so'ng jamoalar o'rin almashib olishadi. Dan 2-0 ga deyiladi. Fakat Nuke kartasida ham bilamizda Mouse zo'r o'ynaverishini, lekin 9Z kechdi o'zlari pik qilgan. Comeback ko'ramizmi yo'qmi? Nima deb o'ylaysizlar? 17-kill bu Spinksda bor. 17 ga 1. Va Torjida easy kill. Huazoni minus qilib berdi orqadan yetib kelgan holatda. Bu yo'lga esa Spinksning pozitsiyasini check qilib turibdi Luchev, lekin hozircha chiqib kelish niyati yo'q Spinksni ham. Yopiq o'ynayapti PR bilan birgalikda. Torji yana midga yetib keldi. Torji miss shot. Torjidan endi Torjini quvlashni boshlashadi ular. Anti flash. Jinnama bu Spinksdan double kill full blind holatda ham ikkitasini o'tib ketyapti. Torji esa DGTni tutib oldi. Eng so'nggi igrok Mayer. 19 ga 1. 12 ta round 19 ta kill. Davring keldi Spinks yasha. Ko'rmaylik tezroq tugasin deydilar. Tezroq tugasa hammamizga foyda haqiqatdan.
ROG Lab, it's Maui Snake and Vu, and we're going to be looking at some clips of pro players from last events, and without the nameplates, we're going to try to guess who created the highlight.
And this should be easy because we're looking at it in lightning fast refresh rate on pristine color from Asus ROG.
We're going to be keeping score, but once you make your guess, you are locked in.
Keeping score. I thought this was just for science.
Science and fun. All right, let's roll the first clip. I can tell you that this one is FaZe from 2025.
Who has these gloves?
Yeah, so weird skin combo.
Doesn't Brokey have? This is broken. It's broken. Lock it in. It's broken. It's like they're gonna lose this map.
Yeah.
He thinks about going for the 9 kill. He doesn't. He walks around a connector and then he no-scopes someone, and everyone's like, Brokey's got it, and then he's right back to being the bomb.
All right, this one is the Huns 2025.
I know who this is. I can't remember his name.
Score maybe is the only name I can remember right now.
I don't think this is Score.
Okay, yeah.
Someone else. Okay, if we can't
Comeback deydilar. Endi 11 shot.
Doesn't get a whole bunch of deagle kills and makes one of the best.
Bilmadim. O'yin ovozi pastroq. Aka endi orqa fondagi ovoz baland bo'lib ketadi. Agar o'yin ovozini ko'taradigan bo'lsak.
Watching this in my mind, but I can't remember the name.
Yeah. 9.
Next up, Furia 2026.
Oh, this is K-Serato. This is going to be the...
Voy, men eslaymanki bu K-Seratoni pistoletkadagi kvadrosini 4 ta ig'roq otib tashlaydi. USP'da.
Let's say 4. This is like the bounty, right?
Yeah.
Na, blastda edi, blastda.
Yeah.
Hoppa, reaksiya bilan o'tib o'rishman. Tepadan chiqadi. Hoppa, pastdan. Tiq.
Yeah, that one's insane. Next clip is going to be Vitality
Zayvu.
2026.
Flick shot. Zayvudan flick.
Yeah, this is the Zayvu flick.
Oh, yeah.
Men bulardan tezroq topayman, ey.
To the wall when he peeks so that he can flick really hard right.
Yeah.
Cobra Zerani otib tashlardimi? Mizinionimi? Yomon flick qilaverardi lekin.
Gratuitous flick to the right, yeah. This clip is Falcons 2025.
All right.
I'm taking Kyosuke.
Da, Kyosuke.
I think it's Kyosuke 5 kills.
Yeah, I'll give this Kyosuke 4.
The indecision in the action. Nico would have already thrown the nade, would have turned around.
Randomly swinging around shooting. That's Kyosuke.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, just looking for fights all the time.
Kyosuke.
Well, GG. At least the highlights were incredibly clear thanks to this Asus ROG monitor.
I agree.
Rock. Or thank you to the all users. Aka, menga shu takoy Alien Vader'da 360 Hz degan ham yetadi. Ata qaysi biridan foydalanasan desa, Asus ROG-ni ham tanlagan bo'lardim, tekin bo'lsa, любойni tanlagan bo'lardim, aka tekin bo'lsa.
Just 2 rounds away and it could be a very quick one here on cash.
Could be. It has been so far. Mouse crowned themselves the kings of cash.
13-round boshlandi, Torji.
Never seen anything like it. But I'm excited for it. Only problem is
Full pistoletkali round bu yerda. Agar mouse bu roundda qo'lga kiritadigan bo'lsa, map pointga yo'l oladi. Va nimagadir birinchi bo'lib agressiv tarzda chiqqan ig'roq. Mana endi bid egallab olishdi. PR hamda Spinks Ada, Huazodan PRga headshot va Huazodan Spinksga ham headshot. KDlar minusga qarab ketishni boshlayapti.
And taking out Spinks, that's got to feel amazing right now.
They're trying to bait.
Orqadan o'ynashi mumkin bo'lgan ig'roqlarni kutib olishga tayyor, lekin uning qarama-qarshisida Max informatsiya bor. 2 ta ig'roq push qilib ko'rishadi. Luchu bilan birgalikda Max va Maxning o'zidan headshot Xelaxga Torji, Bagzerchinlar tirik qolishdi. Keyin holat B'ga borib bombani o'rnatib ketishmoqchi, hech bo'lmaganida. B toza edi. Endi Luchu boryapti B'ga. Torjidan Maxga head USP qo'lida Torjining. DGT kutib oldi Xershini. Endigina o'tib ketayotgan joyda. Luchev bor hali saytda. Oxirigacha kutadi Luchev. Hamma yetib keldi va Luchevning o'zidan Torjiga headshot tomosha qildik. 11-2. Force buy endi hujumda, bilmadim lekin force qilinmaydigan joyda.
Where Nitro's actually calling.
Biroq nima deysiz, Vitality past etgani ketishni o'zi xohlab tushmaydi hech qaysi komandani, biroq kamroq o'ynashga harakat qiladi komandalar. Nima kerak, charchatib o'zini. Prosta o'ynamadi bugun, umuman o'ynamadi.
Could happen again. It could. There's an auto shot. I was going to say, Spinks, what are you up to? He had an auto shotgun on the T side. He sold it, but oh, did he do it?
Past setga navrot qiyin.
Yeah, he did. So he dropped the decoy with the auto shotgun.
Force ham qilishmadi, faqatgina gloglarda o'ynashyapti, chunki hisob juda ham yirik o'rtadagi farq. Keyingi round fullback qilib yetib olish, ya'ni map pointga chiqib olish muammo emas. Siz tekin killlarni olib ketinglar qani bu yoqdan. Spinks bilan PR3 yana bitta Spinks yo'dan kill qilib ketsa lekin 5 ketaman. Yo, DGT shans qoldirmayapti. DGTdan double, Luchudan double, Maxdan bitta minus amalga oshirgan holatda hisobni 1-3 ko'rinishiga olib kelishdi.
Maybe that's the idea.
I love it.
It's such a confusing like sound cue.
Ming atrofida bo'lsa kerak, 1200.
Yeah, like you're running through all the reasons for what, and then while you're doing that, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
15-round fullbackga qarshi fullback Galil bitta ikkita Galil Gazarchan hamda Torjida 3 ta ig'roq esa Kalashniklarda hujumga o'tishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. Spinksning KD'sini hurmati tezroq o'yinni tugatishlari kerak edi. Spinksni 16-0 o'yinda boshlagani shu yildagi eng zo'r start bo'libdi. Hech kim 16-0 qilmagan ekan. Faqatgina Zayvu Auroraga qarshi o'yin PGL Clash Napoca turniridagi statistikasi bundan salgina pastroq.
Molotov can make things very uncomfortable, but it's still the position you tend to Molotov too often.
PR. Biza xursand bo'lsak bo'ladi. Prime Vitality'ni ko'rganmiz edi. Prime Donk'ni ko'rganmiz o'zimiz ko'zimiz bilan. Endi bir 4-5 yildan keyin aytib beramiz bolalarga. Endi KS2 ga kirib ko'rishni boshlaydiganlar. O Max Xershini o'ldirmoqda, Galaxy esa Maxni o'zini razmen qilib sekinlik bilan B'ni egallab olishga harakat qilib ko'rishadi. 4 ta bo'lib himoyalanishga yetib kelishdi. Allaqachon Side Mouse'ning qo'lida. Luchov o'ynadi bu yerda Torji tomonidan kutib olmoqda. Meyer ham o'ynadi. Meyer haqida ham info bor, lekin Meyer Torjiga ishonchli headshot berib tushganida Spinks tomonidan razmenga tushib qoldi. Huazo va DGT tirik qolishgan. Diffuse kit bor Huazo pikning qo'lida. Bomba ham o'rnatilindi B'ga. Retake ishlari boshlanmoqda. Xelaxda yaxshi pozitsiya. DGT Spinks o'ldirdi. Xelax esa razmenda DGT haqida info bor ularda. DGT ikkita tomondan pik. DGT PR not qo'ydi. Deagle qo'lda. Xelaxga qarshi Xelaxdan ajoyib pik. 12-3 hisobi bilan map pointga yo'l olmoqda Mouse.
Should be curtains. 9 in a row required here on the CT side.
Bu qanaqadir Blast Open Porto.
Strong individually, everyone turning up, especially Spinks on 20-4. Hasn't had to do much in the second half, but that should be it. There will be money for the CTs. Nice work, so you can get one in that position. There's a reason you don't really play too much, and if you're going to Anders, you kind of want someone basing you in. You want someone kind of jiggling the angle, taking like some spams. Like that's the only time I think it's viable.
Maybe especially with FAMAS, like it's hard.
Oh, this is the checkers molly. I'm throwing this. Chad has me throwing this most games. That's a good one.
Write it down. Commit it to memory.
I'll show it to you after this game.
Yeah,
I got that.
That's what I'm here for. The Henry G grenades.
Right then.
We're going to be seeing Nuke next. You invented some stuff on that map.
Did I? Oh yeah, well, when CS2 first came out, I was the first one to like kind of note that you could do the outside wall of smoke to just 2 instead of 3.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
PR.
Okay then.
Ne rubldan ishlatgan bo'lish kerak aka.
Opening kill.
Ovoz kelmayapti. Hozir qaraymiz. DGT PRni minus qilib berdi. Hujumda 4 kishi bo'lib qolishdi, lekin DGTda 6, Luchida esa 40% jon. DGTning o'zida diffuse kit bor eng qizig'i. Meyer B'ga kirib ketishmoqda. Bu yerda Meyerning pozitsiyasi ajoyib, lekin Max Xelaxni o'ldiryapti. Bu Meyer ham yonib ketdi. 5 ga 3 vaziyat. Meyer ishonchli o'ynashini qarang buni. Yana Meyerdan headshot. Torji 17% jon bilan endi. Lucho Xershini yo'q qilmoqda. DGT esa Torjini 12-4. 12-4.
Right there. Make it frustrating for Mouse. Delay this as long as possible. Get them bickering a bit. Make them run some ecos, and it's not going to be a complete whitewash now. Like 13-5 or 6 is like not a big deal. Like, although it is your map pick, I'll say that it's a bit rough. But just get as many as you can. Shake off the rust. It's the first map of the tournament, Anders. Like this happens to even the top teams.
Maxroz shu don qilsaybu kalashda o'ynaydiganlar kallaga toshadi. Bu talant yoki trenirovkami entry topish.
So yeah, don't read too much into this.
Don aka entry topish bo'yicha.
You know, outside of B, up on the ceiling, there's this like mesh, like wire mesh, but you can't flash through it, and I have no idea why. Like you can look through it, but you can't flash your way through it, and I feel like that's just a strange kind of map design. It's a little bit counterintuitive. So people are bouncing grenades off the wall instead.
Kalashda o'ynash bu talant yoki trenirovkami deyapsiz-ku? Trenirovka aka hammasi. Talant ham bor ichida, u reaksiyani o'zida. Atak trenirovka. Ular kuni bo'yi KS o'ynaydi. Kuniga 8-10 soat. Endi imенно donkda o'zi. Xelax Deagle'da hit berayotgan. PR esa Meyerni o'ldirib beradi. Hozir yana bir Deagle'da kill topishsa. Turtga 3 vaziyatda Xelax Huazoga headshot berib yubordi. Deagle'lar bilan round yutib ketsa ya. Max o'ynamoqchi. Max Torji tomonidan Glock otib tashlandi bu safar. Luchov Xelax tomonidan tutib olinyapti. Pistoletlar bilan round yutib ketdi. Mouse juda kuldi ustidan. 15 daqiqadan so'ng bizning ikkinchi map boshlanadi. Mouse bilan Nines. Da cash bo'yicha Mouse'ga yetadigan yo'q deb aytib sharhlovchilar ham qaranglar. 18-05. Ungacha biza kirib yana KS2 o'z serverida bir o'tishaylik. Kompyuterlaringiz yonlaringizda bo'lsa agar 5-10 minut o'tishamiz, ketdik. Duel o'ynadik, nima o'ynaymiz endi? Qizdirib qo'ydi Call of Duty o'ynayman. Aka Call of Duty mana ham o'ynaganman, ishoning. Call of Duty'ni qancha payt oldin aytayim, 2 yil oldinmi, anomal sovuq bo'lgan paytlar bor edi, esingizda bo'lsa. Mana shu anomal sovuqlarda voy aka Call of Duty'ni jinnisi bo'lib qo'ygandim. Yana unda sheriklaringiz bilan ham o'ynasangiz mazza-ku. 3-4 kishi bo'lib kirovlardagida o'ynardik-da Call of Duty'ni. O'zi 5-10 ta odam o'tirgan ekanmiz. Yana bitta odam saqlar. 100 ta atmin qilamiz deymanda. O'lmay VIP bor ekan mana bratni. Suyuyordilar ya insofsizlar. 121 o'tdim bo'lmasa akaga. VIP bo'lsa shunisi yomonda. Bilaman aka VP'si borligini, nima yashirinyapsiz mendan? Yo, siz edingizmi? Mana buni ham VP bor. VP faqat mendan emas ekan. Ko'rdingmi? 2 o'qda tegayapti. Voy. Boshqa seriyalarda mobile. Mana mobile o'ynaganman aka. Atak mazza qilib o'ynagandim. Juda qiziq o'yin. Kodam. Boshqa o'yinlarga qaraganda interessroqda. Voy, asl teamga 2000 bo'lib ketgan ochkolar. Bu server o'zi full ekan, chiqib boshqa serverga o'tib olamizmi? Notebookda ham KS o'ynasangiz bo'ladi, lekin notebookdagi qiynalib qolasizda, ancha qizib ketadi, ko'tarilib ketadi, FPS kam beradi, qotib qoladi. Hozir ular stream qanaqa ketdi? Chatga. Yeah. VIP'lar bor-da, ko'rasizlar, shuning uchun. Faqat sizgami deydilar, bizlar ham o'ynaylik. Mazada VIP'lar o'zi beradi. Lekin men jonim uch kam qoldi VIP'sidan. Bitta jonim ko'rdim. Kim qoldi? Shoshma. Qiynalib ketdim. Yomon boshim o'tdilar. Yana voy. Oy. İkide şerik oldu. Vay, ikkita odam bittadan boshimga o'tib qo'yargan. Birdan sasab normalni kuchaydi lekin. U shans bermaymiz. Ha, brat chiqib ketib qoptilar-da. Ha, yushkani kick qilib o'raylik, vot berib, vot bilan. Ujit. Uchta yana kirib. Oy. Wow. AFK bo'lib qolmanglar, o'ynanglar. Kuchayib ketdi bular. O'tyapti bittada. O'lmayaptilar, qo'shinglarda o'lmayaptilar umuman. Yana ikkiga keldim. O'zim mayli. Meda qo'yib ketdim. Mana pistoletim yomonda lekin boshga. Voy, bitta boshlar keldilar. Jon to'ldiradilar. Jon to'ldirmaslardan. Ay, shoshdik-da. Voy, mana chiqib qoldi. Yashashga beringlar, iltimos, yashayliklar. Canım. Yaxshimi shu? Yutqizdilar bu raundda. Qanaqa yashirishga o'rganib, boshda ekselar bo'ldi degan. Moft kick qilish uchun qarshi o'zi nimaga moft kick qilmoqchisilar? Bratim. Bitta kishi chiqsin. Zagamanda уже славил. Pichoqlab yurdi. Bitta odam otmayapti, davom ko'raman. Ikkita odam otyapti. Mujik deshimi shu? Bular o'z to'dalar deb ta'minman. Uni qaranglar, ikkita kishi pik qilishini, ikki qolib ketdik. Kelgan Falcons'dagi kechga soat 11:12 da boshlanadi. Bularda boylar ko'p bo'lgan. Ikkita ekan-ku bular. Vay. Voy, boshidan mana javob qaytarish kerak bo'lsa. Hozir agar Behrozga serverdan olish kerak bo'lsa aytavering admin chatda. Hammasi chatki. Charchamanglar men qaytaman. Kuchliroq bo'lib. O'yinga qaytib olaylik biz, ha? Уже 3 minutmi? Vaqtimiz qoldi-da. Serverda hammasi chatga edi. Ma'uzan tirs 2-0 yutib qo'ysa
lost for 9Z. At least that's what Pittsburgh thinks throughout this, but it's going to take a quick turnaround from the South American side if they want to have a chance against Mouse. We spoke about the history on Nuke, but it was against not this exact version of Mouse. That might be a factor as well. But we just need to see 9Z with the life we know and love for them. We said the most exciting South American scene. This has not been exciting.
Sure, they need to step it up a notch, you know, and one duel to look out for, at least one player to look out for, to handle for 9Z would be Exertion. I feel like whenever you talk Nuke for Mouse, you talk Exertion. He's the spearhead both on the T side, CT side, loves to play mini on the CT side, loves to go for fights, loves to go for some of those holes that you're speaking about, you know, finds timings, find gaps, and T-side wise as well. Like, he's the one in yard trying to create the chaos out there, willing to walk through smokes depending on what kind of smoke wall they're throwing. Sometimes he walks in towards gate, sometimes he goes down secret, sometimes he's just waiting out there, waiting for someone to counter him, and he has it all, you know. I feel like if there's one player that's very influential in terms of the success rate of Mouse and Nuke, it's Exertion.
100%. Like all these like outside players that gets to dictate what is happening on the map is also the ones that normally you live and die by, right? That's also why sometimes Vitality has looked a little bit shaky when Epix hadn't like won his duels that he maybe, you know, are supposed to in some of these games. So when you have these like big teams that are good on Nuke, everything to a certain degree relies on the outside player and setting up the AWP at the same time. So you have a lot of responsibility to, on the CT side, to help you get the entries for yourself or the AWP, and on the other side, not dying.
That's a big factor in it as well. But I also want to touch on 9Z's player, Luchov. You remember Luchov being at his very best of dominance, you know, being able to do so much work for his team. It's not just here, but it's now a couple of events where I've seen him go missing in critical moments. I need to see him at his best.
That's a bit of an issue, naturally. If you're banking on Luchov being the next big thing, then he needs to chime in and at least find some sort of impact. I'll take your Luchov, though, and I'll race you with a Wasso peak. Because coming into EWC, he was the highest rated player post-summer break online. I know the sample size was a little bit small with the Chinese events and Blast Bounty, but still, you had 2 events, and he was the highest rated player in the world in those 2 events combined, you know. So he's stepping it up massively. He's taking over from Luchov. So if anything, I want to see Wasso Peak first go in and find the impact we've seen so far. And then if you can have Luchov maybe playing at 80-90% of what we saw at the major, then you have a pretty deadly duo on that. You described them as individually very, very skilled. Let's see it now.
Yeah, because like first map, there was way too many 50-50 duels going the way of Mouse. And I even want to throw DGT in as well. Like, he is also one of the players that, if you look at him, his like #1 thing he contributes with is skill, is individual firepower. He can match anyone, but he also needs to do it on the biggest stage, because he has also been up and down, which is also why he has been through a couple of different teams in his career where started good, then fall off, get a new team, started good again, dropped off again. So he also needs to hit a higher peak at a longer time.
Find a way to actually have that consistency, right, and reset yourself if you do start to have a bit of a downturn in performance overall. It looks like we've now changed this conversation though into Mouse being favorites because of what we saw on Cash in here, right? Give me a percentage chance of what you think 9Z actually have in this, starting with you, Pimp, of like what could be possible within this for them to at least take us to a third.
I mean, I think Nuke in isolation is a competitive map for both teams. As Roger said, 9Z have shown in history that they play Nuke at a high level, but so has Mouse. It used to be their go-to pick. It used to be the map they could rely on. Then it's been a little bit shaky, a little bit rocky, but now bringing in Celix and bringing in, I guess, PR for that matter as well. I did watch them play at EWC. The T side was horrendous. They went down 10-2 versus Gamer Legion, switched over to the CT side, and then they made a massive comeback. So if anything, I rely a lot on the CT side of Mouse, whereas the T side has been a little bit of a question mark. So I see chances for 9C here, but I still have Mouse being the winners 2-0.
Well, let's see if that's going to be the case. And I got a question for our commentators. Anders, Henry G, what do you think? Can 9C battle back in this? Are we going to get a third?
What do you reckon?
İkinci mapimizdan boshlanishiga ozgina vaqt qoldi o'zi.
I've seen 9C play much better than this, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. It is tough that we're playing Nuke as a second map, of course, but yeah, why not?
Doesn't look like Polymarket necessarily agreed to you there.
Okay, well, that's fair and reasonable. I can understand why.
Listen, we can speculate all day long. All I know is that 9Z have to turn up here. They're on the opponent's map pick, right? So they get to start CT side of Nuke. It's where you want to be.
Yeah.
They need the pistol. They need some momentum. They need to find some confidence here. I agree with the desk. They didn't look their usual selves there. If you'd have taken the nameplates away, you wouldn't think that was 9Z. They're a flamboyant, aggressive team with a lot of skill. And I feel like Spinks had a life game there. Not to take anything away from him.
He did.
I don't think that's a sustainable performance. You're not going to be getting 20-1 in this first half. Let me tell you. Let's see what happens here. We'll get into
Mana bu yoqdan gapirsam, undan ham yaqinroq bo'ladi.
Have a look at the buy. HE available, so it could be a fast upper pop here, Anders, with smoke towards
Mana bunaqa qilib olsamchi, shotkimi? Ovoz hammasi joyidan. Va bizda birinchi raund yuguryapti. Voy, Huazo, Lucha ajoyib tarzda tutib olishdi yugurgan igroqlarni. Spinks esa razmen qilib ketmoqda bu killni. Zershni o'ldirganiga DGT javob qaytardi. Zershi hamda Spinks uchishga qarshi raund davom ettirishlarga to'g'ri keladi. Bomba Spinksning qo'lida. DGTdan Zershinga ajoyib headshot. Himoyada yana pistol round 9 foydasiga hal bo'ladi, lekin Spinks bombani o'rnatib ketmoqchi. Force buy qilish uchun. Yugurib keldi ventdan igroqlar, no bomba o'rnatib bo'lindi. Ko'rdi? Voy, Spinks Mayerni minus qildi. Ikkita igroq esa saytda. Max tomonidan o'tib tashlandi. Nice try, Spinks.
Yeah, he had to.
Nice try.
Fair play, but recovering the round somewhat there. We always say it, winning the second round.
Bruno 9 g'alaba bilan boshlayapti Nuke kartasini. Decider Dust 2. Decidergacha o'tib ekanmi jamoalar? Yaxshi kutib olish ko'rdik o'zi. Adagi fast roundga fast javob qaytarish tezkorligi bilan.
And they got exactly that. Getting fired up now. Master Peaks enjoying it.
I'm really interested to learn about
Ikkinchi round boshlandi.
In terms of how they're playing now with Celix and PR. Back when they had Jimmy on the lineup, he was holding that lobby on the T side a lot. And then they had Exertion kind of outside. I feel like nowadays Celix is also playing that outside position a little bit with him.
Spinks.
Celix is pretty good at sneaking in through mini. Like you see him kind of making that wrap around to attack the A bomb site on a semi-regular basis.
Va to'g'ri bu yerda force buy qilib olishgan. Bomba o'rnatilganlik sababli ikkita Galil, Makten, Teknay va Deagle'lar bilan round davom ettirishga to'g'ri keladi. Rampaga borishadigan bo'lsa, 2 kishi ularni rampda, 3 kishi esa A saydiga kirishmoqchi bo'lsa, kutib olishga tayyor turibdi Nines jamoasidan. Va rampaga agressiya ko'rsatishmoqchi. Max hozircha anti-flash turib bildi va Max o'ldirganiga ham javoblar qaytarildi. Rampa to'liq egallanildi Mouse tomonidan. Gzellak secret pozitsiyasidan agressiya bilan oldinga boradi. Qarama-qarshida esa Luchev uning boshiga pritsel olib turgan holatda va informatsiya bor Luchev haqida. Gzellaxni oxirigacha push qilib ko'rmoqchi. Nuttekna juda ham xavfli qurol. Bomba esa B ga o'rnatiladi va Luchev o'ynadi bu yerda. Eshikni ochadigan bo'lsa, u haqida ham endi info bor. Yaxshi force buy ko'rsatdi-yu Luchev agressiya bilan kirib keldi single doordan. Dorjini o'ldirib bergan 3 ga 3 vaziyat side Luchevning qo'lida. Diffuse kit Huazo pikda bor. Yutsa bo'ladi bu raundda. Spinks bilan PR nimaga Huazo ham o'ynamayapti? Juda sekin tortilishyapti. Orqasida Xalex'da. DJT'dan headshot. Bomba hali fake defuse. Huazo tomonidan Spinks otib tashlandi. Bomba defuse qilishga. Uy! Oldi bu raundda. Voy! Voy! Tegmaganda qarang PR'ni o'qini. Manimcha nimaga tegib qoldi yo? Reshotga tegib qoldi yo. Yaxshigina ninja defuse qilib ketdi.
Absolute pandemonium. Beautiful shots in that Desert Eagle.
Mana bular tegib qoldi-da. Mana bu ham tegib qoldi.
I don't know if it actually would have stopped the defuse, but
you're going to be buying all day long here though, Anders. We talked about this.
Kimdir bormi online'da? Faqat Nightbot yozyapti chatda. 3-round boshlandi.
You know you've got them pinned financially.
Oh man.
So outside we go.
Yana force qilishdi va ko'chadan o'ynashyapti. Bu safar DJT bitta minus amalga oshirib berdi. Torji, Xalex. Mainda esa Spinks tutib olgan bo'lsa, Xalex DJTni yo'q qilib bermoqda. 4 ga 3 vaziyat. Xalex 28% jon bilan Torji Secretga yaqin, uning qarama-qarshisida Luchov. Kalashda ajoyib headshot Torjidan. Hamma ishtadinglar. Bo'ldi. Shu yerda bo'lsanglar bo'ldi. Bemalol ekranni katta qilib, mazza qilib ish qilaversanglar bo'ladi. Huazo low qolgan Xalex'ni tutib oldi. Mayerdan Xershinga headshot. Torjining o'zi 3 ga 1 clutchda. Max tomonidan tutib olindi. 3-0. Va mana endi eko qilishadi. Ko'p round berib yuborishdi.
The position that DDT has in the beginning for getting that first kill when he's in the garage, is he just listening for the smokes to go down? Is that like his cue to peek?
I think he knows the smokes are coming and he's trying to play in front before the bloom comes in. It's just a really nice timing there. Like, both ideas are quite interesting. Mal's trying to play in front of the util and hoping to catch CT's reacting to it, maybe with HEs or trying to juggle or reposition.
Okay.
But it's super calm with DGT. The fact he's actually hitting that shot, staying
4-round boshlandi. Deagle'lar faqatgina PR'da Galil qolganlar esa pistoletlarda o'tkazishadi. Bu raundda va rampaga yaqin kelib olishgan. Moltovning orqasida esa Mayerni bergan turibdi. Agar Mayerning agressiya ko'rsatishsa kamida va flash bilan o'zi pik qilib ko'rar ekan. Yo'q, unaqa qilishmadi. Hali flash tashlab berilgani yo'q. Max tomonidan rampga agressiya bilan yugurib kelishda davom etishadi. Mana bu smoke ularni to'xtatib qolgandan so'ng boshqa joyga hujumni o'ylab ko'rsa ham bo'ladi. Luchov har tomondan siqib qo'ygan Nainzi a'zolari Mauzni va lobbida yig'ilib olishgan ular hozirda. Luchovda ham yaxshigina pozitsiya egallab olgan ekan.
Lukov eventually will try and get some intel towards the lobby. Lurk smoke.
Huazo ot ko'radimi yo'qmi? Xershin Huazoning pozitsiyasiga bir risk qilib endi kech. Ko'chaga chiqib ketishdi bular lobbidan. Allaqachon menga yaqin kelib olishdi. Va ko'rdik, 3 ta igrokni lobbida payqab qoldi, lekin menimcha endi kech hujumni qaytarishga Luchov yetib kelmoqda. Torjiga headshot. PR va Spinks. Spinks atiga 1% jon bilan va B'ga yana bombani qo'yadi Spinks. Keyingi raundda albatta foydali bo'ladi. Bu o'rnatilgan bomba. PR Luchov eshittirdi buni va Luchovdan PRga headshot bu raundda double kill. 1 HP'dagi Spinks. Retake'ga har tomondan yetib kelishdi Spinksga. Mayor tomonidan otib tashlandi. 4-0 hisobiga kelamiz biz bomba defuse qilingandan so'ng. O'zbeklarga hali Twitch'da stream ko'rishga o'rganmagan. Twitch'da ham, Kick'da ham qilib ko'rdim. Baribir YouTubeda qulay platforma yo'q o'zbeklar uchun. Twitch'ga internet ko'p yeb tashlaydi. Qotishlari ko'p bo'ladi agar internetingiz kuchli bo'lmasa. Orqaga qaytarib bo'lmaydi Twitch'da ko'rsangiz streamni.
Giving out the orders now, speculating as to how they can win the round. We've got the AWP with Torji. AK's overway, so the money in a promising spot now for Mouse. This is much more like it. Looking to take us to dust to R9Z, making a compelling case so far.
We haven't really had a third map yet, you and I.
No, we have not.
We've been all 2-0s. Well, that is a nice kill.
Zelax Zishni o'ldirdi va Mayer razmenda Spinksda ajoyib headshot ko'rdik Maxga va rampani egallab oldi. Full baydancha ishonchli o'ynayapti Mouse. 4-3 vaziyatni hosil qila olishdi.
Put a little bit of pressure on ramp. I like it. Even if he doesn't commit to actually taking that ramp control, it's forcing the CTs to worry about it. Luchov in a very forward position. I guess in a weird kind of roundabout way, he's controlling like half the map from just this one box. I don't know if anyone's going to be checking this, especially not with an AWP. You can see the gun barrel is going to be showing, dead giveaway. Luchov thinking it could be someone else. It is unlikely that the orb is going to be pushing this much alone, but he finds it.
Luchov Torjini o'ldirib berdi. Luchov haqida informatsiya bor va A ga kirib kelishsa hozir ancha qiyin bo'ladi. Mouse esa rampadan B ga o'ynashni tanladi bu raundda.
They're going to hear it, but there's nobody there to stop them. So it should be a fairly clean bomb plant. I don't know if Mayen's going to be able to do anything. He's actually holding for a potential drop.
Good point. Astralis smoke. Get that plant down.
Where you want to play as a pro player?
It's a swear mouse. Post there first.
Hits
be attempted here by
Never.
Coming in from the ramp. 2 players.
PR Huazo pikka headshot. Luchov haqida informatsiya bor. Spinks ham pik qildi uni eng so'nggi guruh. Mayer uni bilishadi va save'ga qarab yura olsa kerak. Ikkita tomondan ham siqib qo'yishgan chunki Mayerni. Xershondan head va AWP ni Xershon save qilib boradi Torji uchun.
As you might imagine, money is fine for 9Z.
Big words. I actually thought Wasopik saw both the players playing that dark position, but I guess he didn't, because clearly Mayan wasn't aware that there was a second player in there, so a little bit unfortunate perhaps on the communication, but important stuff for Mouse. Yeah, maybe he didn't see it at all, and it was PR that got killed. Yeah, so they just didn't know, fair enough. Round number 6. And 9C are pretty quickly out of money. They're going to buy in this round, obviously, but the next one, they're not going to have anything to work with here, so there's a huge opportunity for Mouse to put the pressure on right away. So it's Spinks lurking lobby while the rest are outside. Like I said, in a past version of this team, it would have been Jimfat playing that Spinks position. Can't do that anymore because he's not on the team.
Wise words. 4 smokes committed towards outside.
Bo'ldi, Secretga qarab yo'l oldi, lekin uni Luchov kutib olmoqda. Har doim Luchov Secret pozitsiyasida tayyor ekan. Spinks va Torjidan ham javoblar ko'rdik bu killlarga. A-side to'liq egallanib olindi Mouse tomonidan. Ko'chada Mayern A-mainga qarab turgan. PR-ni tutib olmoqda. 3-3 vaziyatda qolib ketishdi. Bomba ham tushib qoldi. Max Vitality chiqib ketgani yo'q. Ikkita yutqizishga shansi bor edi Vitalityni, bittasidan foydalandi. Yana bitta shansi bor hali Vitalityni. Voy, Xershon hammani kutib oldi. Torjidan esa easy kill Mayernga. 4-2. Nukta Mouse'da KTS himoyasi ancha kuchli, shuning uchun harakat qilib ko'rish kerak, ulardan ko'proq round olishga.
Henry, you said 4 smokes outside from Mouse. Why are they throwing that many smokes? What's going on there?
Because we know the mentality of popping those smokes open with the HE grenades. If you have 4 smokes, if they pop one of the walls open, you've got another wall behind it. So I would assume that's the reason why.
I love it. That's brilliant.
Because that's the meta right now. You give your AWPer like 2 or 3 grenades, sometimes with that AC unit, and then he's keep popping them open. But if you have 2 walls there, he's got to blow it open twice.
Yeah, you look through the first wall, straight into the second one.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
Cool. More smokes. It's just if you think about like the normal kind of Counter-Strike meta, how valuable smokes are. Like think of any other map, like you could commit 4 smokes to, it's not even a bomb site, you're not even like, you're far away from a bomb site at that point in time. I guess it does say something about the value of kind of getting those players across.
Texnik pauza yana bizda.
Selling the idea.
Technical pause. If you are just joining us, where have you been? It's been a great day of Counter-Strike. The Vitality Inner Circle game, Anders. Good God. That was one of the best games of the tournament. I guess mainly because of the storylines and the context of Vitality. Obviously coming with JL as a stand-in. JL is a crowd pleaser, one of the players you want to see on the server. It's been a while. And yeah, Inner Circle playing like absolute demons, recovering cash, 12-7 down. Go check that game out tonight. Really worth watching. And now the second game of the day here, 9Z Mouse.
I'm such a sucker for underdog stories. I'm always on board with like the underdog teams kind of making their way through, and Inner Circle really proving it. I mean, even if they didn't win against Spirit yesterday, but Delay also, I think.
Va bizda 7-round boshlandi.
Looking forward to seeing more out of them in the future as well. But here we go, we're back.
8 minut orqada ekanman deylik. Yetib olgan bo'lsangiz xursandman aka. Hisob 4-2. Ekonomikani asrashyapti. Huazo Pikda KDS ko'rinmay qolibdi. Spinks qanaqa keldi? 5 ga 4 yuribdi, yomon emas. PR. Yerdan raskidlar ko'chaga. Bundan keyin Legacy bilan Footy Sports o'ynaydi. O'tgan turnirda zo'r o'yin ko'rsatgan. Final kunigacha yetib borgan jamoalar. Legacy 3-o'rinni oldi, Footy esa 2-o'rinni olgan. Esingizda bo'lsa, EVC turnirida mana shu jamoalarda o'yini bo'ladi, lekin baxtga qarshi biz bu o'yinni stream qilamiz. Voy, pistoletda Luchevdan kill qiynab qo'yishdi 100 pullar bilan. Maktenni olib oldi. Makten Maxning qo'lida. Va Huazodan headshot PR-ga. GG bu round. Xelax Maxni minus qilmoqda. Torji bilan birgalikda o'ynashga to'g'ri keladi. Meyerni endi Kalashnikda o'ynaydi bu raundda. Ajoyib tarzda Eko round o'tkazishdi. Pistoletlarda. Xelax yordamga yetib bormasa, Torjini o'zi qiyin holatga tushib qolishi mumkin 3-1.
We're going down towards lower. What's he up to? That's Torji.
The health though.
He's got the bomb, so he's going to try and hold off rotation to show a bit of presence here. I'm guessing.
B'ga yo'l olishdi ular. Torji ham B'da Heaven'da o'ynayapti. Tezroq tushmasa.
Okay.
I think nicely they're on.
Bo'ldi. Bomba o'rnatilindi. Men bilan o'rinda bo'lsam retake'ga borgan bo'lardim. Nice, retake'ga boradimi oxirigacha yetib keldi. Huazoni yo'qotadigan narsasi yo'q bo'lardi. Yutadiganda lekin round bo'lishi mumkin. Ekoda ekonomikani sindirgan bo'ladi o'zi ham. Meyerda Kalash. Smoke tashlab berildi Torjining pozitsiyasiga. Torji Smoke ichida bitta kill bor Torjidan. Huazo yo'q qilib berilmoqda. Xelax esa pastda. PR ham o'ynadi. Uy, PR nima DGT. Va Xelax nimadir qilib berar ekan bu yerda. Meyer hali bomba defyuz qilinmayapti va Meyerdan Xelaxga qachot. Voy, ajoyib killlar, ajoyib Eko round, faqat bombani o'rnatib qo'ylardan keldi xolos. Hamma terib tashlandi ya Ekoni o'zida. Hech kim tirik qolmayapti.
The money's still absolutely fine. Would have been nice to save that AK, I suppose, but not a big deal. You've weakened the finances for Mouse, which could have been an absolute disaster. USPs prevail. You know, it's a little bit disjointed. I'm not sure what's going on here. I guess the idea was to descend Xerxen out with the Mac 10 to explore. Ideally, the hub player is ready for that swing, but it's just a bit unfortunate. They still win the round. It's all fine. Yeah, you did get owned.
You gotta get that's true. Not telling any lies there. Yeah, you're right though. They may get through the round. It's still kind of early on in the half here, so we're not too worried about it. 4-3, but Nancy, they've been slowed down a bit. Money was a problem for them one stage.
Raskidlar tashlab berishdi.
Let's see what they could do. More smokes outside. 3 of them committed to try and sell the idea that someone could be there, but there isn't anyone in the
Meyer.
You can see them popping those smokes open. That's what we were talking about before. Different variation of the smokes this time. Diagonal and the main smokes, and we're going in towards
Huazo.
once again. Waso Peak was play full. Can he get the
Va Xelaxdan bitta kill Luchu o'ldirganiga ham Xelax javob qaytarmoqda. DGT turkuch vaziyat. Xelax DGTga headshot. PR esa Meyerni ot tashladi. Max eng so'nggi igroq.
Round felt like it was already done.
I think at that stage, I would agree. Probably not going to be worth it. Xelax though, so really
Va Torjidan Maxga head, navbatdagi round Mouse foydasiga.
A classic executes, you might say.
Hujumda shuncha round. Uje yetarlicha olib qo'ydi deb o'ylayman men Mouse. Sizlar nima deb o'ylaysizlar?
Multiple times of HEs, that's your cue to go. They've bidden down on the bait. So you know at least like you heard 2 HEs going off.
Yeah.
It was only 1 player, but that suggests there were 2. And then that's when you go for your pouncing towards upper, knowing that they're reacting to the outside smoke. So yeah, really nice play from Mouse. Great entries, as you might expect. Great flashbangs as well. You saw how devastating those were to the few players that were in upper.
I'm always really blown away by some of the really good A anchors in the world at how good they are dodging the flashbangs there on the floor of A. Like, it's so hard. There are so many grenades coming through, but yeah, sometimes people just kind of duck and dive around them, but yeah, Selix, he couldn't be stopped. 3 kills to win the round then and there. Ties up the game, makes it a 4-4 scoreline.
Vitaga nima bo'ldi? Yutqizib qo'ydi Vitality.
In favor of 9Z.
That is true.
Eco, but they are USP specialists. So
they brought a lot of smokes.
9-round boshlandi.
I suppose they try and run down the clock. They've got some Kevlar to work with. We know they
Yana raskidlar ketma-ketligi, PR. Pul pistoletlarda, lekin pistoletlarda ham ko'rdik ancha buncha.
We already have got
Joski o'yin ko'rsatishini. 9
so will be a lower split here from the ramp. The tightest choke point on the map.
5-7 da DGT ham, Max ham. Ikkita 5-7 da terib tashlasa ham men hayron qolmayman. Birinchi kill bor Maxda, Xershini o'ldiryapti. Torji birozgina oldiga chekinib bo'ldi, va smoke bilan himoya. Bu yerda Torji Maxni o'ldirib bermoqda. DGT-chi. PR Yurlaka Meyerni ham o'tib ketdi. Ham DGT-ni o'ldirdi smoke ichida. Huazo va Luchevlar tirik qolishgan. Ikkita tomonda turishibdi ular. Agar lobbiga qaytsa Huazo pik bor ularning qarshisida. Rampaga o'ynashsa Luchev bor. Zelex esa ko'chadan harakatlanyapti hozircha.
That boost typically good for at least 1 round.
Yonmadi Luchev. Luchevdan Deagle'da highlight ko'ramiz.
Deagle, unlikely you can get a multi-kill from this one.
Ya, afsuski Torji hech qanaqa highlightga yo'l qoldirmadi. Huazo pik eng so'nggi igro. Keyingi round Fullbayga qarshi Fullbay. Mikrofon yo'q ekan, mikrofon yoniq. Mikrofon yonib bo'lmasa qizil turmaydi.
That's going to be 5 in a row for Mouse now. Huazo peak. They're taking their sweet time with the bomb on the other side. They're still hanging out. They're actually going to go upper instead now. I guess you can't blame the Mouse. They need some early success with this team. You know, putting it together like this, you want some of the early victories. You're going to be playing the winner of... What was the last game
I was going to say, you haven't got that.
You were
hoping I could jump
Huazo chalayotgan holatda. Xershinni avtomatini save qilib qolsa bo'ladi.
There we go. Okay.
Loser will go on to play Vitality.
Qanaqa ovoz yo'q?
Yeah. Straight from the fire. ... It's Spinks to get the last one. Not the most enthusiastic let's go I've ever heard.
I feel like they just know this is done. Like you were down 4-0 by virtue of losing the
Qo'ymasalar, qanaqa ovoz yo'q deb yozasalar, odam mana xavotirga qo'yib, hazillashadigan joy emas bu.
Incredibly hard. The calls seem to be good. Sure, we had one round which almost felt alright with the USP situation, but they still won.
10-chi round boshlandi.
Swimmingly, like the conditioning with the smokes staying outside, the same 3 smokes being deployed each and every time, and then
5-4. Mause'dan ajoyib comeback. Fullbayni olgandan keyin hozircha chans qoldirganicha yo'q umuman. Nines jamoasiga New kartasidagi yaxshi o'yinni ko'rsatishda davom etadi. Bizga va rampani yana egallab olishdi. Xershin boshchiligida AWP yetib keldi. Salgina kechikdimi deymanda Meyer moltib tashlangandan so'ng ortga qaytishga majbur. B'ga juda agressiv tarzda kirib kelishdi. Max bor bu yerda va Luchev bilan birgalikda. Max window pozitsiyasini egallab olgan PRga qarshi va PRdan yaxshi reaksiya bilan headshot. Luchev haqida ularda informatsiya bor. Torji smoke orasida o'tib tashlayapti Luchevni. Huazo va PR o'rtasidagi duelda Huazoning qo'li baland kelgan bo'lsa, Xalas DGT orqali bunga javob qaytardi. Torji eshikni ochgan igrokka head berib yubordi, ya'ni Huazoga. Eng so'nggi igrok esa AWP Meyer.
Just got to point it out, like as your teammates dropping like flies, you got to be thinking about the save. But
I'll be honest, Henry, if you and I are losing a Counter-Strike game and I say, come on, Henry, let's win, and you say, oh, let's go. There's a part of me that's like, come on, like, come on.
Zelex tomonidan tutib olindi Meyer ham.
Well, there's no pretending here. Mouse are looking rock solid once more. 4-0 down, 6-4 up.
Rahmat aka, chunki mikrofon mana bu yoqqa gapiraman. Mana bu yoqqa gapirsam, ovoz baland ham eshitiladi, tiniq ham yaxshi ham.
Mainly the individual skill. Nothing too complex, nothing too flashy from Mouse. Same smokes or variations of every round, and then something.
Va bizda 11-chi round. 6-4.
That's the variation. Then you can just go and use.
Mouse'ni to'xtatib bo'lmayapti.
Rinse and repeat.
they're doing everything. Like they're
Qani shuncha top komandalarni azob bergan Nines jamoasi 4-0 dan 6-4 gacha yana hujumni o'zida oltita raund yutib tashlashyapti. Pul ko'paydimi deyman, to'poyib gapirayotgan bo'lsam kamga. Muxlislar emas bular, aka, bular hazillashishdi. Mana ovoz yo'q deb ikkita odam yozyapti-da menga. Tushunyapsizmi? Ovoz yaxshi bo'lib turgan joyda. Pul qayerda ko'payadi, aka? Pul ko'paysa men streamda bo'lmayman. Shundan siz umuman xavotirlanmang. Boshqa joyda stream qilayotgan bo'laman yoki yaxshiroq narsalar bilan. Birinchidan, ikkinchidan kerak emas bunaqa shuncha odam oldida turib, men 10 sekund, 15 sekund vaqtimni ovoz yo'qmi deb yana qaytib o'tkazishim.
If you're also peeking, you somehow you try to exit to save like the MP9 for round number 12 and you die here. You're like, come on.
Is the absolute
Qo'ying aka. Ikkovam bir-birimizni asab qilmaylik, maza qilib o'yinni tomosha qilayman.
Yeah.
Sarazi bir nimalarga moslavurasizlar, pul ko'paydimi? Ko'ryapsizmi nima deb yozgan? Ovoz yo'q deb yozyapti masalan.
Like the whole meta around the yard, but also how they exploit that to either hit.
Men o'tiraman aka, 30 sekund o'yinga e'tibor qaratmayman-da, akalar ovoz yo'qmi? Nima bo'lyapti? Kompyuterim chiqalaymi, u yoq chiqalaymi? Yaxshi bo'lib turgan ovozni ham buzib qo'yishim mumkinmi bu yoqda? O'chirib yubormayapman, nima o'chirib yuborasiz yozganni?
Everything they could ask for to kick off this first half. And they've completely capitulated once again.
On the positive side, though, it's really cool to see Mouse play this way. I am disappointed in 9C, but Mouse, some of the best cash team in the world, and now
12-chi raund. Bu raunddan so'ng jamoalar o'rin almashib olishadi. O'zi menda yaxshi gaplashadigan endi bilmadim, boshqa ularni. Menda bir yaxshi muomala qilib, bundan qiladigan odam bilmadim. Kamda O'zbekistonda. Strimlarni ichida hamma bilan hurmat qilib
And then 4 players outside at this time, by the looks of it.
Qanaqa fikrlasiz aka? To'g'ri
What we saw before. Where's that landing? Yeah, it's the four smoke setup again.
7-4 fullbayga qarshi fullbay, lekin Zelex garaj pozitsiyasini egallab olgandan so'ng DGT bilan duel ko'rishimiz mumkin. Agar aylanib o'tadigan bo'lsa, Meyer qayerda ekan? DGT ni biladi qayerdaligini. DGT ga easy headshot Zelex tomonidan Xershonni joni saqlab qo'yildi 3 HPda. Meyer ham qiyin holatda. Va Meyerdan miss shot o'ta olmayapti Zalexni. Havenga qarab yo'l oladi. Qolgan yo'llar esa Secret orqali B ga tushib ketishdi. Spinks Quazo pikni minus qilib berdi. Har tomondan siqib keldi Mouse'dagilar.
They are getting brutalized out there on the battlefield.
Zelex
45 seconds. Round number 12 of course here, so no saving or anything else.
Max Xershonni yo'q qilmoqda. Yaxshi round davom etishi mumkin bu yoqda. 35 sekund va tayminglarda sal qolganda tutib olishi mumkin da Torjinda ham. Zelex qachon tortilar ekan? Havendan birorta kill qilgandan keyin menimcha o'qidi Meyerni. O'qidi. Zelex lurkerni o'ldirib berdi va bu yerda Meyer PRda ham o'tib qo'ymoqda. Luchevdan Torjiga headshot. Ko'pchilikda bo'lib turgan joyda hujumda joyini almashtirgandan so'ng bomba fake 10 sekund vaqt. Birinchi kill hattoki o'tolmay qoldi. Luchev tomonidan Spinks minus qilib berildi. 7-5 degan ketma-ket 7 ta raund bu juda ko'p yo'qotish degani.
Can he delay the push? He can do better than that. Dropping Huxi and Yabi coming back for Stare as well. Big performance from Texi. So close to reducing the deficit here, but two of them dropped by Fuzi in a clutch now.
Prosta tushuninglar bu yoqda bitta yozilgan narsa ham ko'pchilikka anav qiladigan joyi.
Wow, that's insane.
He's got no idea where to look. He's completely paranoid. He needs tablets and a therapist. That Molly will force him into the open, but Fuzi will deliver.
Bomb plant in a moment, and Spirit, a sudden question as to whether they can convert their pistol victory. Prime taps cleared out from forklift. We've got this mid lurk coming through, but by the time Body gets into position, Shiro's already got a couple kills. Magic's cleaned out as Shiro finds a third on the round, and the frag grenade whittles Cadian down to half HP.
Nines o'zi avvaldan shunaqa kuchli.
Shiro taking to the high ground is going to get the quad kill in the retake.
Boshqa narsa, xuddi boshqa narsa bo'yicha hazil qilsanglar, mayli mikrofonga indamay turinglar. Hali yetki olsin haki mikrofonim. Aka, streamdan topgan pullarim hayotda topadigan pulim molida hech narsa. Shu narsani siz bilib qo'ying. Stream orqasidan sizlar o'ylaydiganda mana donatdan kelib turgan pullar proyekt uchun o'ziga ketadigan joyida. Hayotda men bundan ko'p pul topib qo'yganman, Xudoga shukr. Hop. Bunaqa pullarni men birinchi marta ko'rayotganim yo'q. No, hozir bo'ldi. Hayotdagi o'zi topadigan pulim o'zimning xarajatimga va proyektga kelayotgan pul hammasi qancha pul kelsa ham sразу o'ziga, proyektni o'ziga yana rivojlanishga keladigan joyida.
And in that case, Falcon's individuals.
Iltimos, men hayotda qanaqaligini bilmasangiz, kelib mana bu yerda streamda.
He is the top performing Furia player now after that sequence. Nice. Oh yeah,
aka 7 yildan beri marketing bilan shug'ullanib kelaman. 7 yildan beri.
So OG keep the game interesting as the economic problems sink in for Spirit. Shiro doesn't shoot. A lot of bodies here. They're just charging past him. He's going to hang on to Checker. What is this play? Zontex with the Deegan.
Hozir o'zi sekin u marketingdagi ishdan chiqib, full focus mana bu proyektga o'tishga harakat qilyapman.
That's kind of how it works when you go up against Donk.
Yeah, his pathing there was predictable. Jacob does get. Oh, hello, Jacob and Twist both chiming in with a frag.
That will help odd as an incendiary also for Jacob. And he's got a good angle to throw it. So let's see now. Frozen and Magic. I think this duel.
Aka men o'zim ishlaganman,
marketing. It's going to be really important to see who wins what.
Emas.
Okay, just down to Magic's now. 1 versus 2. He's got the first one up against the rifle of Jacob. Jacob's been doing great work for FaZe, and it will be another clutch 1v1 that is secured by FaZe.
Bundaylar yaqinda paydo bo'ldi. Shunaqadagi.
Welcome back to Blast Open Porto. You join us for Game 2, Map 2, Half 2. As we get ready.
Qachon Sukunni gapirdim, Avazbek?
Qiziq
gapirar ekansiz akajon. Qayerda Sukun? Ayting qani?
It is an interesting lead.
Rahmat aka. Qayerda Sukunni siz keltirib bering. Birorta Sukungan joyim shuni keltirib bering aka.
Revitalize them here. They tried a little bit in the first half there. Luchov playing well enough, Watchel Peak as well, but we do need more out of the Mouse now on the CT side. Dualies on top of the hut. There is a Molotov, I think, for that hut position. So curious to see with
va pistol round. O'zi Mouse'da birinchi pistolet o'xshamayapti, lekin himoyada yaxshi pistoletga o'ynab beryapti. A'ga kirib kelishga tayyorgarlik ko'rildi va A'ga kirib kelish bu yerda Zarchan, bitta kill Zarchan nimalar qilib tursa o'taqizasiz bilan birgalikda yaxshi kutib olish. Zarchandan triple. Gap bo'lishi mumkin emas. Eng so'nggi iroq esa DGT.
Sertion, the absolute champion of the A defense so far.
3 kishiga qarshi.
We saw Spinks in the first half, bear in mind, and he had to get the bomb down. But unfortunately, I think the bomb's down the side. I don't think that'll be happening. Some heroics required here. That would be the ultimate goal if he somehow got a plant down, but he'd need 2 kills first.
DGTdan Zarchinga headshot, roundni lekin realizatsiya qilib ketsa ham bo'ladi. Bu yerda voy DGT sal qolgan round ham olib ketishi mumkin endi. 100 HPdagi PR qoldi 3-1. Hali bombani o'rnatgani yo'q. Mana endi o'rnatyapti oxirigacha. Yetib keldi lekin voy fake. Uy 50% jon. Va jinnimi bu DGT 3-1 round yutib beryapti. Qanaqa xato, Mouse.
They needed that desperately. We were speculating all the way to get that impact in that 3 versus 1. He goes with a brute force approach. They maybe overcommit to that Anders. They had the bomb within their reach.
Bo'ldi, Jax xuddi shunaqa qiladi. Ko'p oxirgi paytlarda o'tadi. Odamlar bilan tortishib qolyapman-da chatda. Qancha tortishsam shuncha ko'payib ketyapti bunaqa. Men o'rniga bota shot kerakmi deydilar. Yaxshi. Reis kapitan, men keltiray. Assalomu alaykum. Yaxshimisiz, Reis kapitan, tinchmisiz? Menga yaxsiz. Hayotda o'sirkinganlarim keltirib berish shart emas. Messi o'rniga bota shot kerakmi? Rahmat Reis kapitandan aytishim. Yeah, brat, bot.
Do you just take it easy, let them tie things up, and by next round? Those are the questions.
I'd be so curious to ask Rugger when we get to the post map here. How much does it matter for the device, the chemistry in the team to win around like that one? You know you're behind. You haven't really been playing your full game. And suddenly you come up with a 1v3 like that with a pistol. Like surely that's going to get them fired
14 round. 7-6 hisob.
For Mouse though, they are not bowing out easily. They're going to go for the
ahmoqmisiz degani. Qanaqasiga odatiy gap emas.
Set up double up here towards this ramp position.
Not wasting any time here is DGT.
Uzr.
The champagne hangover.
To'g'ri, DGT ni minus qilib bermoqda. Mayer yana force buy qilib kelgan bu yerda Mouse jamoasi. Hamda endi 4 kishiga qarshi himoyalanishga to'g'ri keladi. Voy, Spinks bilan birgalikda secretga o'tib olishdi ikkita igroq.
Do they give this one up? Is there a world where Mouse can actually pull this one off? Get back to their winning ways right here, right now. Torji, 13-8, still the M4 in his hands. Got that opening frag. And a bit of a reset here.
Surely if Mouse win this round, it's the ultimate slap in the face.
Yeah.
It was all for nothing. Good try, but not good enough.
Still plenty of
50
time.
soniya atrofida vaqt. Zelex ham 5-7 bilan yaxshi pozitsiyaga ega bo'ldi. 3 kishi bo'lib ko'chadan o'ynashyapti va lobbida turgan Huazo Peak ham bor.
That is true. And I guess they got Waso Peak hanging around lobby, so
45 sekund. Juda ham kamay boryapti vaqt.
If they wrap around through mini,
Qayerga tortilishlari ekan igroklar? A-gami yoki sekret orqali B-gami?
35 seconds remaining.
Oh, look at the read though. Look at PI, he's pushing lobby.
Va Huazo yaxshigina damage berib yubordi va orqadan yetib kelgan Torji hamda PR birgalikda push qilishdi. Bu yerda Max o'ldirgan ham javoblar bor. Zelex 5-7 dek so'ngida qilgan double kill bilan Mouse'ga 8-raundda olib berdi. Pistoldan ham ancha muhim raund bo'ldi lekin bu. Chunki endi maksimum shu pistolet olib biladi yana force qilgan holatda. Forcedan keyin ekosi ham bor.
I feel that's too keen from DGT at the start. I know what he's going for. The ramp P's got the AK, he's feeling himself. But as you can see,
Zelex'dan esa triple kill bu raundda.
You've got the advantage, you've got the better angle. Of course, you don't think he's got a rifle there, but that's exactly why he's gone there. Yeah. It's a really interesting call. You don't see that very often. A second round M4.
15-round boshlandi.
Really smart call from Mouse.
And confident, right? Says something about how much they trust in themselves right now.
Xertion.
I do like it. Now, 4 smokes outside. We had this whole discussion.
Va Xertion agressiya bilan Luchevga headshot. Bitta Makten Maxni qo'lida. Va single doordan o'ynashyapti Spinks. Ulguradimi otishga? Nima deb o'ylaysizlar? Spinks. Yo'q. Hech narsa qila olmayapti. Nu Torji yetib keldi Heavendan Torjidan double kill. Xelex esa Huazo Peakni tutib olgan. Eng so'nggi igrok DGT. Xelexdan headshot qabul qilib oldi u ham. 16 ta kill bor ekan Torjining. Gap bo'lishi mumkin emas. Bu o'yin tugagandan keyin Legacy bilan Footy Sports o'ynaydi. Yana qaytaraman. U o'yinda sizlarga shu Blast Los'ni YouTubedan kirib ko'rib tursanglar bo'ladi. Men ungacha shuni biriktirishim bor, o'shani bitirib Falcons o'yinigacha o'zi tayyor bo'laman. Shu Falconlarni o'yinini tomosha qilamiz. Linvision bilan. Linvision versus Falcons.
He gets that one kill, confirms it's essentially a fake with one player going down there.
Yeah, that's right. That one round almost summarizes everything that 9C kind of wanted to do or wished they could have done in the first half.
16-round boshlandi. 3ta round farqi, bitta Deagle hamda 4ta Glockda 9 jamoasi hujumga o'tishadi bu raundda. Himoyada esa to'liq qurollanib olgan Mouse.
Yeah, one of them was about the silo. I think DDT's holding up there and they grenade him early. Kind of frustrating. But you're right. The lack of armor.
And firepower.
And rounds.
Chiqiladimi yo'qmi Xerson? Nima deb o'ylaysizlar? Amenga agar kirganda eshitsa lekin chiqadi, farqi yo'q unga. Spinksni bergan informatsiyasiga qarab o'ynamoqchi. Barcha bo'ldi. Info bor. Spinks va Torjidan bittadan killar Xerson o'ynadi orqadan. Double kill Max kutib oldi uni. Deagle bilan Max haqida info bor va uni quvlashni boshlashyapti. PR tomonidan otib tashlandi. 16.
2-0 looking locked in. So they will have a buy here, Anders, but we talked about this before.
Ertaga keyin soat 10 nechida desak 5 lar atrofida tagoy zo'r qiziqarli o'yin G2 Spirit. Undan keyin Navi bilan Pain.
It's not ideal, is it? But it's
MAT hamda Furia. Agar Navi kecha MAT ni yutganida, Furia bilan o'ynardi. Bu o'yinda kim yutqazsa Vitality bilan o'ynaydi. Vitality 9 yana ko'rishimiz mumkin-da. O'tgan safar Vitality dastadagi yutqizib qo'ygandagi comeback qila olmay oxirigacha. 9 ga qarshi o'yinda kim mesida bo'lsa. Voy, Ventdan B'ga tushib ketishdi. DGT. Voy, DGTdan PR ga ajoyib headshot va yaxshigina endi qiynab qo'yishadi ularni qaysi tomonga kelishi bilmasdan, lekin Torji double kill formada. Torji 19 ta kill. Yetib keldi yordam Xertion, Huazo Peakni minus qilib ketmoqda. Molotov ustiga yugurgan holatda. Torji shot Max o'ldirganiga esa orqadan yetib kelgan Zelex'dan headshot ko'rdik. Zelex va Torji bu kartada Mouse'ni yaxshigina raundlar yutishiga sababchi bo'layotgan igroklar. DGT eng so'ngida Clash bilan o'zi tirik qolgan half jon bilan 51%. 3 kishiga qarshi. Keyingi raundda pul yo'q 9'da. 11da qo'lga kiritadi bu raund tugagandan keyin Mouse va Nuke'da o'zi Gamer Ligaga qarshi 12 hisobida comeback'idan keyin men o'sha payt ham uverin edim. Shu Nuke kartasi Mouse maza qilib o'ynaydigan karta. Ularni kartalarni hisobiga cash ham qo'shildi, bugun ko'rdik. Chiroyli o'yin ko'rsatganini.
Trying to pick up that pace, trying to force the issue towards that ramp. Just not working out for them at all. 11-6 is all but confirmed.
Yeah, saving the AK. I think he's going to be allowed to do that, so I guess that's something.
Let's have a look at this.
Rampada o'ynagan bu Torji.
Again, by his standards, just shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
Just going through the motions there. They know it as well. That
Save qildi. Gramch. Hozir.
For now, they'll save
Mana
the
balandroq
AK.
qilib qo'ydim.
He'll get no further cash. Rest of his teammates will be get $2,900 each.
Yeah.
Prosta o'zim ovozim yopilib ketib
As
qoladi.
we all know, not great. Kind of have to buy, really. You're not going to be recovering a 12-6 deficit on the T side. I think you have to go all in.
Kind of a long time to be saving.
Yeah.
No one's hunting him, spending a lot of time near the radiation, Henry. Maybe he's going to get superpowers.
Could happen. I say you have to buy. I suppose you don't have to. If you really feel like you could pull it off 6 in a row, go for that. But I would say it's very unlikely. You're hoping to steal around away here. You need the miracle now.
I feel like they already had the miracle in the pistol.
Yeah.
How many miracles? What do you want, Henry?
All right, then. So they do force spy. I can confirm. I'm on the server. Galils are out. Saved AK. 2 pistols. We're getting into last couple of rounds, it feels like here.
Hammasi joyida.
Mouse certainly the favorite.
Va 18-raund boshlandi.
Especially on cash, their map pick.
Raskidlar tashlab berildi. DGT 60% jon bilan.
The newly crowned.
Zarshan.
They did crown themselves before their first official on it.
Razvey tashlab berilmoqda. Zarshan DGT ni tutib oldi. Torji qochib qola oladimi bu pozitsiyada? Qo'y mischot Torjidan. Huazopik. Deagle'da davom ettiryapti. Raundni Galaxy esa Luchuvni kutib olgan bo'lsa, Zarshan Max'ni smok orasida yo'q qilgandan so'ng Huazo hamda Meyrlar tirik qolishdi xolos. Yana force qilishgandi bu raundda. Bor puliga bay qilib chiqishgan edi afsuski. Harakat qilib ko'rishadi, hech bo'lmaganda bombani o'rnatib ketishga. Hozir qanaqa turnir? Ko'pchilik turnir haqida bilmayapti. Instagramga video qilinadigan joyimi deyman turnir haqida.
Need to see more of that.
Well, won't be seeing much more of 9Z today. Looks like there will not be a third map. They're giving this their best shot, though. A plant would be something. There's no CT presence down towards lowest. The plant looks locked in.
Mayer.
Bemalol
B'ga bombani o'rnatib olishsa bo'ladi. Hali PR yoki boshqa igroklar rotatsiya qilaman deganicha. Bo'ldi. B'ga bilindi. Torji hamda PR rampdan yetib kelishdi. Ikkita igrok ham birga o'ynasa, ikkita igrok ikkita tomonni otsa-da, ikkiga o'chga klashni davom ettirishsa, realizatsiya qilib olsa bo'ladi. Hech kim ko'rilgancha yo'q va Meyerning aynan o'sha bomba portlagan paytiga yetib qoldi. Smok chekimchak qilyapti smokda. Meyer va 4 ta bo'lib rampdan kirib kelishadi. Sershan birinchi bo'lib o'ynamoqchi. Low bo'lganligi uchun Huazo pikda bitta minus bor. Huazo double kill amalga oshirib bermoqda bu yerda. Voy, nimalar qilib tashlashyapti? 2 ga 5 raund. Spinks juda sekin tortildi.
I feel like that's still just remarkable.
2 ga 5.
From 9Z. I guess the job's not done yet.
Va Huazo pikdan headshot. Huazo 4 ta kill.
The miracle was absolutely delivered. They had no business winning that. Why was there 0 CT presence down towards lowers? I guess you think like, oh, the round's over. We'll retake them, no problem. But a clumsy retake opens up the door of opportunity. Mouse don't like what they see behind it.
The bizarre world that we're living in, Henry. If you can summon up miracles like that, why are you spending it on Counter-Strike?
I don't know.
I feel like that's so weird. But you did ask for it.
Yeah. What can they do next? Okay, that's actually huge. I can't stress that enough. That's a fumble. That is Mouse taking their eyes off the road for a second there. What is that? This is 5-on-2, Anders.
It is a 5-on-2.
1v1. Sorry, 1-by-1. In they go.
Yeah.
Everyone coming from ramp. I guess there was one from solo door, but how do you give that one up against Galils as well? Yeah, they know that's a massive blunder, boys.
Xato pik qilishdi. 4 ta rampada orqadan hech kim o'ynamagan. Agar orqada Spinks vaqtida o'ynaganda, hozir biz o'yinda GG tugadi deb aytsak ham bo'lardi.
Yeah, it is. That's a couple of disasters now. Like, sure, it's been a good mouse showing.
Mayer.
The discipline needs to be addressed. The
Luchev.
1 versus 3 on the pistol round. that you can't take anything for granted. And now we're 5 versus 2 as well. Like, sure, you're going to win this. Like, no worries, but you won't get away with these sort of mistakes against the top elite teams.
Va, Xerxin ko'chadan o'ynashyapti. Mayerdan Torjiga comeback qilib o'rsa ya, Nines hammani asab qilgan bo'ladimi, yo'qmi? Comeback-ga nima deysizlar?
I agree, though. The discipline is super important. If you're playing a better team than 9C in the future, you could get punished so hard for screwing up a 2v5 like that.
This feels like such
Xerxin. Luchevni minus qilib bermoqda. Max tomonidan otib tashlandi. Huazo Pig esa 16% jon bilan tirik qolgan. 4-3 vaziyat. Ko'pchilikda Nines jamoasi a'zolari, lekin PR buni to'g'rilab qo'yishi ham mumkin. AWP'dan miss ko'rdi PR. Flash tashlab o'tib tashlayapti Maxni. Spinks yaqin kelgan va orqada o'ynaydi hozir Spinks. Spingsdan easy kill. Mayeringa eng so'nggi heroga esa DGT 45 soniya vaqt 3-ga 1 clutch bomba ham mouse heroglari oyoq ostida turibdi. Pachkani tashlab ketishgan. 30 soniya vaqt DGT.
Yes, you want to see the team just explode. Maybe especially the 1v3 in the pistol, which is really cool to see. But that last round, 2v5, like where's the rallying cry for the team? Where's the point where you finally you get to take on over? It's not happening. It'll be 12-7 instead. Mouse a round away from taking the series.
Bo'ldi, save'ga qarab yuroldi.
They are going to take the series. Unfortunately, 9Z will get $2,400 into the next round. DGT just has to save here.
Kalash kerak bo'ladi unga keyingi raundda. Pulda yana muammolar va Mouse esa match point 2700, 2600 juda kamda.
Do the outside smokes and pop towards upper like we saw from Mouse. Like options very limited.
Kamlik qiladi bolalarga.
Bones in terms of firepower and utility. So choose your approach, stick where Mouse wants to
jail bordi Mezin o'rnida bo'ldi shu.
I feel like we're
boshqa
seeing a lot of
o'zgarish yo'q
mistakes
sostavda.
and over-aggression and maybe getting a bit cocky out there. Just reeling them in before we get into what should be the final round.
Yeah, because these are fixable mistakes.
Absolutely.
These are conversations you can have.
I don't think this would happen in a different game. They've just been absolutely dominating today. They're feeling themselves. But yeah.
Suffering from success.
A little bit. But like the 5-on-2 is kind of unforgivable. Like just have one player down now. Like you had 40 seconds before they even made their move. You definitely could have had someone just window room, single door, anything. Even ramp would have been fine.
Akmal aktiv moda. Akmal
not good.
Har bitta
on
streamda
9C
show
side.
o'tiribdi.
I mean, it's understandable.
12-7 bizda hisob.
Some miraculous rounds gifted to them.
Double Mac 10. 2 AKs.
Like we said, something thick and fast needs to come in.
Molik Hayashga rasmiylar tashlab berildi. Yana bir Molik.
Last chance saloon here.
He's thrown a lot of utility onto the that
Akmalga takoy sovg'a beraman men o'zim. Men nasib bo'lsa mana shu turnirni tugatib olaylik. Mana shunisini oxirigacha final kuni Akmal. Eslab qoling. Bitta chotki skin sovg'a qilaman. Torji ikkita igrok o'tib, bizga Torjini ko'rsatib beringlar.
How did he get away with that?
Akmal va Lucheva esa Xerxin orqali razmen top berdi bu killga. Yaxshimisiz Falconslik ko'rganmiz bugunda. Javami streamda bir o'chirib yoqaman. Telegram kanalida bo'lib tursangiz, Falcons o'yinini tomosha qilamiz. Kechroqqa soat 10:30 11 atrofida. Spingsdan Huazo Pikka headshot. Ya hazillashdim Akmal. O'zi yozib o'raman keyin. Skin admin.
How did they dodge each other? I don't know. Max is kind of up on the A-bomb side, but somehow he hasn't found anybody.
Look off derkan.
Him and Selix like walked right past each other.
Look off. Max Spinks minus qilib bermoqda. Agar 2ga 4 round yutib ketsalar hayron qolgan bo'laman yana.
They do say good things come in threes.
That's a good point.
B'ga tushib kelishyapti bu safar, lekin B'da himoya bor, PR bor, Spinks shu yerda, Torji ham 25 soniya vaqt. Pachka chunki tushib qolgan ekanda. Ikkita igrokni o'rtasiga o'tdi Torji ham. Voy, Luchi PR'ni minus qilib bermoqda. Va Razbey vaqtida bo'ldi. 10 sekund vaqt yetmaydi. Xellex Luchini tutib oldi va Mouse jamoasi yuqori setkada davom ettiradi o'zini yo'lini bu turnirda. Pastki setkaga yo'l olayotdi Nines hamda indin kuni, ya'ni shanba kuni Vitality'ga qarshi o'ynaydi. Mouse Inner Circle bilan o'ynaydi. Mouse uchun easy playoff tayyor turibdi. Inner Circle'ni yuta oladi deb o'ylayman Mouse bunaqa o'yini bilan.
but a strong performing Mouse. Getting to see their cash on the
Like'larni bosib qo'yamiz akalar. Biza shu bilan nasib bo'lsa soatni qaranglar 18:53.
They came back into that game.
18:53 bo'lsa.
Like they were by far the better team like in this matchup. I'm not sure.
Falcons o'yinida qaytamiz.
Or whatever it was from 90, but Mouse were
serverga kirib o'tishib o'tirsanglar bo'ladi. Zerikib o'tirmasdan maza qilib bepul skin changer bor. Skin changerdan foydalanib yoki o'zlaringiz mana o'yin boshlanishidan oldin qo'lni qizitib olish uchun ham o'zingizni o'rtog'ingiz bilan 2 kishi borasizlar masalan negadir yoki 3-4 kishi bor deydi. Shunaqa qizik o'ziga kirasizlar, ping pas. O'tgan o'qinglar tegadi. Duel rejimi bor. Xohlagan skinni qo'yib trenirovka qilsanglar bo'ladi. Har doim shunaqa qilaman. Yarim soat kirib o'zim qizik o'tishib turibman. Odamlar bilan gaplashib keyin Faceit boshlab o'raymanda. Falcons o'yin aka soat qarang.
I think they are a really good team, but finally we beat them.
Yetti bo'lgan bo'lsa,
we are happy about it.
And looking at being happy about it, I'm happy with the tours I keep seeing. I was just looking down some of your ratings. We were talking about, I know we spoke about it back at the Bounty, right? That you were having a bit of an underperforming.
Soat 11 atrofida boshlanar ekan aka. 10:30 11larda stream boshlaymiz. Agar 12dan o'tib ketadigan bo'lsa, Falconsdan stream qilolmasligim mumkin aka. No, maksimum harakat qilaman stream qilishga, baribir o'zimning xohishim bor Falcons o'yinini ko'rishga, baribir easy ikkita mapni yutib qo'yadilar bejinda. Charchamanglar, ko'rishamiz yana stream qaytadan yoqaman. Kechroqqa. 2-2 o'ynasa bo'ladimi? Yo, endi 2-2 emas, duel degan bu 1-1 otishdi aka, baribir. Kalash degan rejimlarga kirsangiz, USP degan rejimlarga kirsangiz, ikkita bo'lim olib ham otishib tursangiz bo'ladi agar hech kim bo'lmasa serverda. Sog' bo'linglar. Ko'rishamiz yana kechga.